18 games remain in the first half, and the ball. But and while the road has been kind to Oakland so far, are also playoff hopefuls. For the first time in franchise history, the Ballers visit the Treasure Valley, where the red-hot Boise Hawks await. Good evening and welcome to Memorial Stadium in Boise, Idaho, as the Oakland Ballers visit the Boise Hawks for the first of a 6-game series. I'm Nevada Cullen, and you're listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. After a middling start to the year in their first season under field manager Cash Beecham, the Boise Hawks have won 7 straight, including a waxing of the Great Falls Voyagers on the road. They took all 6 games in Great Falls, but only have 6 home wins so far, as they've played tougher competition. The national anthem before this clash between the Ballers, who have won 3 in a row and are 21-9, tied for first in the league, and Boise, who's 19-11, 6th in the Pioneer League. Time for the Star Spangled Banner here from Boise, Idaho. Now, time for the starting lineups here from Boise, Idaho. For the first time, the Ballers visit Ballers as they begin their stay here in Boise. Aaron Miles in his second year as field manager. Oakland Ballers are 21-9 to start 2025. Second, Davis Druick, the left fielder, bats third. Danny Harris, the second baseman, cleans up. Cam Buford, third baseman, hits fifth. Christian Almanza, first baseman, in the 6th spot. Ryan Pierce is the DH, batting 7th. Dylan Tatum catches and hits 8th. And Darryl Buggs, the second. The center fielder, bats 9th. Ballers will go with Dylan Matsuoka on the hill. He is opposed by a lefty in Cameron Dayton, left-handed pitcher, 24 years old, from Round Rock, Texas. On Tuesday against Great Falls, gave up a season high in hits and runs allowed. He went 2 1/3 in a 15-8 win, gave up 9 hits, 8 earned runs, struck out just 2, and gave up a long ball. Dayton, this season, making his 5th start, his 8th appearance. 5.54 ERA for the lefty, 2-0 record. Over 26 innings, he's allowed 34 hits and just 9 walks to 21 strikeouts. Dayton, the lefty, will be backed up by the defense that looks like this for Boise. And left field, it's Max Jake Jelly. In the infield from third to first is Taylor Darden, Paul Myro the 4th, Ethan Underwood, and Jeremy Bagora, with J.C. Santini doing the catching for the lefty Cam Dayton, who sports a 4-seamer, a changeup, and a slider. Tonight, the Boise Hawks are the Boise Baconators, wearing all white uniforms and green sleeves with the white print on the sleeve that says Wendy's, because the fast food chain Wendy's is the sponsor for the usually known as Boise Hawks. Instead, they wear Baconators across the chest tonight. Oakland going with the green uniforms, the traditional road greens with the gold number on the back, gray pants, green socks for Trey Cobb as he digs in from the right side. We're ready for action here from Boise, right on time. Lefty pitcher, righty hitter, and the first pitch for Oakland Ballers baseball in Boise ever is on its way from Dayton. Cobb takes low, ball one. We're underway right on cue, 7:05 local time. That's 6:05 back in the Bay. Thanks for tuning in on 860 AM The Answer. I'm Nevada Cullen with Vince back in our studio. Next to Cobb, shot down the left field line, but foul, 1-1. Umpires for tonight behind the plate. I just realized I don't have them. Whoops. We'll try to get those names for you later. Trey Cobb leading off against Cameron Dayton. And Cobb rips it through the left side, base hit. So Cobb with a leadoff single after a struggling series against Glacier in which he only had 4 hits. Gets the Ballers out on the right foot today against Dayton, who's hoping to right the 2 1/3 innings. But Cobb gets the leadoff knock. He's got a few stolen bases so far this season. And next is Pat Monteith. Gets a start against a left-hander. Monteith, the right-handed batter, standing at the back of the box with the yellow batting gloves here in the top of the first inning. No score between Boise and Oakland. Cobb at first base. Dayton slide steps home and just misses off the plate, 1-0. That one looked like it was actually just on the corner according to TrackMan, but called a ball. 1-0 toss to Monteith. Is taken low, 2-0. There's something funny about that Trey Cobb leadoff knock. James Harrison, BP, pressing him to go backside. And Trey was talking about how at home he loves that 5-6 hole. Immediately gets a hit through the left side today. Monteith takes a changeup down low. Ball in there, but those last 2 pitches have missed low. Three-0 toss. Monteith walks on 4 pitches. A promising start for Oakland here in Boise. First ever trip to Boise, Idaho for the Oakland Ballers. They did play the other Idaho team, Idaho Falls, last year on the road. Skater Boy is the walk-up for Davis Druick, picked out by the employees here at the Memorial Stadium press box. I've liked their music taste so far, and bringing in Avril Lavigne here in the top of the first inning with 2 out and no one on for Davis Druick. First toss, the lefty takes a curveball in for strike 1. A lot of bend to that one and dropped in the top of the zone. So 0-1 on Druick, who got the day off on Sunday in the Ballers' win over Glacier. Druick takes in the dirt, 1-1. Davis, the left-handed hitter, facing a lefty pitcher here on a 4-game hit streak. Druick has collected multiple. Is second most on this Oakland team. And in a 0-0 game here in the top of the first, he's hoping to help the Ballers get on the board in their first inning in Boise. That one just missed the low outside corner. That is an impressive take from Druick. Sun is out, cloudless day here in Boise, 87 degrees and sunny. Pitch. Druick swings and gets just a piece of the curveball that time, 2-2. Druick leading the team with all the slash categories. Top 5 in the league in extra base hits in both doubles and homers. Runner at second is Cobb. Monteith at first with no one out in the top of the first inning here in Boise. 2-2 toss. Druick swings, bounces it through the right side, base hit. Past the diving Underwood. Cobb waved around. The throw from Jelly not cut off. And Cobb scores standing up. 1-0 Oakland. 3 batters in. All have reached here in Boise. Monteith just got to second, did not advance on that throw home from Jelly, the right fielder. And Davis Druick picks up RBI number 33 of the season, extending his hit streak to 5 games. That last toss was the fastball from Dayton right over the heart of the plate, and Druick did not miss it. With it being a 2-2 count, he was protecting anyways. Here's Danny Harris. First to him is at the bottom of the zone for a strike. 0-1. 1-0 Ballers lead in the top of the first from Memorial Stadium in Boise, Idaho. Boise foothills, the mountains overlooking the field from my vantage point way up high. Harris takes low, a ball and a strike. Dayton not getting the chases early from these Oakland hitters. 2 on, none out for the Ballers. The runners now are Monteith and Druick, with Harris at the plate on a 12-game hit streak. 415 hitter in that span. Harris takes a hook in for strike 2. 1-2, Dayton's ahead. It's his 3rd career appearance against Oakland. 2 games pitched last year, recorded a save in one of them. He's become one of the team's starting pitchers this season. 1-2 toss is lined towards second. Double play chance. It's caught. The flip is there, and Monteith runs into an out. So Harris lines into a double play. Monteith is retired 4-6. And Harris gets a little unlucky there. It wasn't the hardest hit line drive, but he hit it to Underwood. There was plenty of time for Monteith to get back. Unfortunately, he was halfway towards third, essentially. Now it's just Druick at first with 2 down and Cam Buford at the bat. And the runner goes. It is a strike called at the bottom of the zone, and Druick swipes second. So 0-1 on Buford. Druick running first move on the lefty Dayton and getting his 3rd stolen base of the year. He's now in scoring position for Cam Buford with 2 outs and a 1-0 Ballers lead in the top of the first here against. Ball outside, called a ball, 1-1. Buford has driven in 20 so far this season. 23-year-old from Chicago, .316 batting average. 2 for 5 on Sunday with a couple RBI. Homered in his first at bat on Sunday. Takes just off the plate. 2-1. One nothing Ballers lead here in the top of the first inning. 2-2 toss. Swung on a miss on the changeup, and Buford is down swinging. So the Ballers get 1 in the first on a pair of hits, and they leave 1. It's Davis Druick with the RBI single, his 33rd RBI of the season. We go to the bottom of the first inning. It is a 1-0 Oakland lead. Boise Hawks coming up when you return on 860 AM The Answer. Home first here from Boise. And here's how the Hawks line up today. It's a 1-0 Ballers lead in the bottom of the first inning. It is Noah Marcello leading off. Marcello on a 22-game hit streak. And the league leader in stolen bases, tied for first in doubles. Marcello, the center fielder, leads off. Paul Myro, the fourth, is the shortstop, batting second. Max Young Goldberg The left fielder hits third. He's on an 8-game hit streak, the second-year Hawk. Then it's Taylor Darden, the third baseman with a .445 batting average, cleaning up. Joseph Califoot, the DH, bats fifth. Jeremy Bagora is the sixth hitter and first baseman for Cash Beecham's squad. J.C. Santini, the catcher, bats seventh. Jake Jelly is the right fielder, batting eighth, and Ethan Underwood, the second baseman, hits ninth. On the mound today for Oakland is Dylan Matsuoka, whose last two starts have resulted in 10 combined earned runs, so he has just had a couple off outings after a brilliant start to the season. Last pitched Tuesday against Glacier in a 6-5 win, gave up 4 earned runs over 5 innings, 6 hits, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a home run allowed. Worked around some early damage to help the Ballers win that game. 24-year-old from Sammamish, Washington, the righty, is making his 6th start. 2-0 record, a 5.4 ERA, 25 innings, 23 hits, and 15 walks to 25 strikeouts. Matsuoka, the righty, against a right-handed hitter in Marcelo. And the first pitch is a called strike on the bottom of the zone. It is 0-1. Marcelo, again, on a whopping 22-game hit streak. 6 of his last games have been multi-hit affairs. And he bounces one right over Matsuoka into center field, and the hit streak reaches 23. He tries to turn on the burners and maybe hustle out a double, but then slips on his way to second. Bugs picks it up in center, and Marcelo has his 23rd straight game with a hit. He's hit safely in all but one game this season. He's also the league leader in stolen bases, so one thing to watch is how does Dylan Tatum do against the run game? How does Dylan Matsuoka do in holding these runners on? Marcelo with 21 stolen bases on the season. 1-0 Ballers lead, bottom of the first. Myro the batter. Righty hitter against a righty pitcher, and the first is high and outside, 1-0. Defense for Oakland, left field, Druick, center, Bugs, right, Monteith. Infield from first to third, Almanza, Harris, Cobb, Buford. Tatum does the catching for Matsuoka. Myro Sunday against Great Falls in that finale. 1 for 2 with a couple RBI, a double, and 2 walks. Marcelo. Gotta pay attention with the league leader in stolen bases over there. He only stole. Actually, don't have it on me. He wasn't quite as good last year as he is this year. Let's just put it that way. Marcelo does not run here. Takes outside. Does Myro. 2-0. Myro, a right-handed hitter out of UNLV, just wrapped up his final collegiate season in 2025. Myro last season did steal 23 bases, but he's already almost there this season. Strike on the outside corner from Matsuoka. That was a good breaking ball. Nice tight slider by Matsuoka on the outside corner on Myro. Marcelo looks ready to run over there at first base. Matsuoka comes home. He fakes the steal. It low and outside. And that's what speed does. Even when Marcelo's not running, he's in the pitcher's head. And Matsuoka, who struggled with command last time out, it's a 3-1 count to his second batter faced, Myro. Marcelo creeping towards second. He does not go. The 3-1 is a strike on the outside corner. The batter thought it was a walk, and that was indeed a missed call, low and outside. Should have been ball 4 to Myro. There's no one out. Boise trailing Oakland 1-0 in the home first from Memorial Stadium. See if the runner goes here on 3-2. He does. And it's grounded weakly towards third. Only plays to first. Buford's throw is bounced and picked by Almanza, but not in time. Myro beats it out. It was hit so that there was no chance for Buford, who is playing medium depth third base, to throw him out. In the first, year-old from Palo Alto, who was not a good hitter in the Pioneer League this year. Lefty batter against a righty in Matsuoka. with 2 on and none out here in the home first, and Oakland leading 1-0. Game hit streak with 7 doubles in that span. He had doubled in 7 straight games before Sunday. First pitch to the lefty hitter is swung on and flown to left field. Druick has to come in. This is a long run. He gets there and makes the catch. Back to second goes Marcello. It's an unproductive out for young Goldberg. That's a huge first pitch out for Matsuoka. Oakland, bottom of the first, still 2 on for the Baconators tonight, the Boise Hawks, usually. And Taylor Darden is up. He just came off a series against Great Falls where he had 13 RBI, 4 in each of the first 2 games of that series. He's hoping to drive in 4 more tonight in game 1 of this series. He has 2 on here, and the righty leans back. A couple Las Vegas natives on this team. Next pitch ripped foul, 1-1. Darden, 30 games played, hitting .445 with 38 RBI. 13 of them coming in the last 6 games in that Great Falls series. Now everyone's numbers are going to be inflated against the Great Falls Voyagers, but the Boise Hawks have the 3rd best batting average in the league and score the 2nd most runs. Darden takes a tight slider on the outside corner. It's 1-2. So this is a Hawks offense that, against this vaunted Oakland pitching staff, it should be an interesting matchup. It is 1-2. The count from Matsuoka to Darden with 1 out and a 1-0 Ballers lead, bottom of the first. 2 on, though. Marcello creeping, and the slider is outside 2-2. The runner at second, Marcello, the league leader in stolen bases, was looking at third there. Marcello this season. He's so comfortable. See if Boise puts runners in motion here. 2-2, 1 out. Next to Darden, the righty. High and tight, only just barely with the fastball. And the count is full on Darden. Now this could be a place to put the runners in motion. Oakland already lined into a double play in the chaos with runners at first and second, and they go, and it's swung on and fouled back. Marcello will have to hustle back to first. Now Marcello is another Bay Area native. He's from San Mateo. Went to Junipero Serra High School. Plenty of speed with Marcello and Myro on the bases with just 1 out. And Boise looking to even this game or take the lead. It's 1-0 Oakland in the first. Runners go again. It's high and tight. It's ball 4, 91 mile an hour. He will be incorrect.
Feeling that breeze as he makes his way on down to first.
Now they do.
My apologies for not seeing the challenge after review the pitches.
Boca tried to challenge it, and we all know how that goes with pitchers. Hey, spoiler alert, it doesn't work out. In this first inning, Marcello at third, Myro at second, Darden at first after the walk. Bases loaded, 1 out for Califoot, the lefty. Boise trailing 1-0 home first. Pitch from Matsuoka is a ball just off the plate. 1-0. He's playing with fire here, Matsuoka, in the first against Morel. They vaulted into playoff positioning just 2 back of Oakland in first. 1-0 dips low and inside. Matsuoka struggling for control here. He's missed. He just keeps barely missing the zone. It's not all are competitive pitches. He's not getting the chases. To Califoot. is low and inside. And Matsuoka is one pitch away from walking in a run. He's got to come in here to Califoot. And by in, I mean over the strike zone, not low and inside like those last two pitches. Marcelo, with his ample speed, can walk home on a ball here. Instead, it's a strike. That just clipped the high inside corner. 3-1 hitters count for Califoot, who has driven in 19 this year. 2 on Sunday. He also doubled against Great Falls. Hitters count with 1 out in the bottom of the first. 3-1 pitch is called, ball 4 just low. Should have saved the challenge for that. Although it looked like it may have just been south of the zone. On TrackMan, that ball was just about touching the zone, but Matsuoka walks in a run here. Brings up Jeremy Bagora with the bases loaded in a 1-1 game. 2 straight walks have brought home a run for the Hawks in the first as Marcelo scores on the Califoot RBI base on balls. Bases juiced here in the first for Boise. They've tied the game at 1, but they want more. And they'll turn to Jeremy Bagora for it with 1 out and the bases loaded. Oakland got 1 in the first. Hawks trying to get more than that. Saturday went 0 for 4, but Thursday against Great Falls had a season high 4. Takes first pitch high for a strike, nothing in 1. He'll have a higher strike zone than most. He is 6'8". For comparison, Aaron Judge, 6'7". Ground ball, foul of third, nothing in 2. That was at the very bottom of the zone on the tall right-handed hitter. Nothing in 2. Matsuoka wants out of this inning. He needs this second out right here. His 0-2 toss is grounded towards short, backhand, saved by Cobb. His long throw to first is in time. Cobb with a nice play to keep that ball in the infield, diving to his backhand side. It's a 6-3 putout, but it's an RBI for Bagora, and Boise leads 2-1. Next is the much shorter J.C. That really can play with a pitcher's mindset. He's got to throw a lot lower in the zone here to get Santini. In this first inning, it's 2-1 Hawks at home. Swing and a miss, nothing in 1. The fastball by Matsuoka blown past Santini. 2-1 Boise leads in the bottom of the first inning over Oakland. And 2 more in scoring position with 2 outs for Santini, who has driven in just 5 this year through 80 at-bats. Wide stance for the right-handed hitter. And he grounds 1 to third. Buford, throw to first, on target. That's out number 3. So Boise loads him up and even walks in a run, but Matsuoka, like he much damage, stranding a pair of runners, but allowing 2. Boise leads 2-1. We head to the second on 860 AM The Answer.
955.
From Boise, Idaho. Striking out with leaky pipes, bases loaded with clogged drain. Step up to the plate and call the pros at Mr. Reuter Plumbing. We're the home team when it comes to reliable service. Family, San Francisco and the Peninsula. With honest, dependable service, Mr. Reuter Plumbing is always ready in the bullpen. Don't let plumbing problems throw you a curveball, Mr. Reuter Plumbing. Monza starts the second inning for Oakland, trailing Boise by a score of 2-1. Ball, it's 1-0. Monza, left-handed hitter. Nice. Monza hits one sharply to left center field. Young Goldberg still chasing it. He can't get there. Almanza jogs into second with a leadoff double. Absolutely blasted in. Who picks up double number 9 on the year, second on the team. That was a high arcing shot too. That's brings up Ryan Pierce, another former St. Mary Gale. And somehow he went the other way with it. Very impressive. Plate. He takes strike one on the outside corner. Made his pro debut Saturday against Glacier, Ryan Pierce. Had a pinch hit game time. Zegna. And takes inside and low there, 1-1. Santini tried to appeal, but no such luck. Pierce 2 for his first 5. Did have a hit on Sunday, went 1 for 4. 2 runs scored and a hit by pitch. Almanza, his former teammate, over at second. And Pierce cuts and misses. It's 1-2 with no one out. In the top of the second inning, Oakland trails Boise 2-1. Pierce trying to tie the game. Righty batter, closed stance, angles that front left foot towards home plate. Takes a hook and blasts it into left field on a line, base hit. Almanza stops it. And back-to-back base hits by the former St. Mary's products put Oakland in business here in the second as they look to tie the game and hopefully take the lead. Brings up Dylan Tatum after that breaking ball was hammered into left field on a line. First and third for Oakland, trailing 2-1 in the top of the second, no one out. And Tatum at the plate. Deal. Jelly going back at the track, and he can only watch it fly. The third Tatum Tater in the last 2 games, and Oakland leads 4-2 in the second. Dylan Tatum, who had a 3-run bomb in his last at bat on for the Ballers. He's finding his power stroke. That's number 5 on the year for Tatum. Oakland 4, Boise 2. Still no one out in the top of the second. 100 off the bat of Tatum. 364 feet and change. First to Darryl Buggs is outside for ball 1. We'll round up to 365 feet on that bomb by Tatum. It is 1-1 on Buggsy. Also, it honestly kind of played like a pop-up there. 37-degree launch angle by Tatum. Buggs, that was a higher launch angle, that home run to right field by Tatum. then his first home run, which was also a mammoth moonshot in the 4th inning on Sunday. Bug strikes out. Good bounce back from Dayton. And the Ballers lead 4-2 with 1 out and the bases empty here in the top of the 2nd. Singled to lead off the game for Oakland in the 1st. Hitting just 1 inning later. And takes a pitch right down the middle for a strike. Same here in the 2nd. Cabo late swing and a miss, nothing in 2. Double by Almanza to left. Ryan Pierce with a high ball to right field. 1 and 2. Although he strikes out Cobb here, he only struck out 2 on Tuesday against Great Falls. Inning in 2. First ever series. Monteith takes the first pitch, ball low and away, 1-0. These two teams met last year at Raimondi Park, and that series was split. Boise winning the first 3, Oakland winning the final 3 at Raimondi. Monteith bounces it to third, backhand by Darden. His throw is low, but at the knees and caught by Begora. Out number 3. Ballers get the first 3 on and score them all thanks to Dylan Tatum with a 3-run Tatum-Tater. I'll take a triple order at Taters. It's 3 homers for Dylan in the past 2 games, and Ballers lead 4-2. We head to the home second here from Boise on 860 AM The Answer. Welcome back to Boise, where the Oakland Ballers lead the Hawks 4-2 in the bottom of the 2nd inning. It's a good start to this game for Oakland. Today is June 24th, 2025, so let's rewind to 1979 for this day in Oakland baseball history as we start at the top of the 3rd, or bottom of the 2nd, rather. Jelly, Underwood, and Marcello to face Matsuoka. 2 runs in the 1st inning for Boise. And what happened this day in 1979, June 24th? Well, I'll tell you. First pitch is a strike, nothing in 1. Ricky Henderson, remember the name? Just had a celebration in his honor on Saturday. Made his major league debut with the Oakland A's on June 24th, 1979. He was 20 years old. That is golf to left field, no doubt about it. Jake Jelly, who is Chewy's former college teammate, just blasted one 427 feet to left. Jake Jelly with the solo blast, and Boise's within 1.
Jake's sixth trip to Jackson.
That is the 6th homer of the year for Jelly.
Number 10, Ethan Underwood.
And pitch 1 to Underwood is a ball outside, 1-0. So okay, that was a big swing. That pitch was middle from Matsuoka. Just a mistake pitch there. Now looking to bunt, dropping it down third base side. Buford picks it up and has no play at first. And Underwood reaches on the bunt single. Underwood's 21st hit of the season. All right.
The center fielder, number 7, Noah Marcello.
Brings up Noah Marcello. Here in the top of the, or bottom of the second inning, it is Oakland 4, Boise 3 after the Jake Jelly leadoff homer. Again, we're talking about Ricky Henderson's major league debut here on this day in Oakland baseball history. Marcello looks to bunt and pulls back. Caught a ball high and in, 1-0. 20-year-old Ricky Henderson made his debut June 24th, 1979. That's this day in Oakland baseball history. That game against the Rangers, he picked up 2 hits and a stolen base. The Man of Steel would collect 3,053 more hits and 1,405 more steals before making his way into the Hall of Fame. Leadoff man Marcello swings and pops it up right side. This is a tough play. Harris going for it. The second baseman for Oakland is in time, makes the catch. Runner tagging, throw from Harris, not in time to get Underwood. His momentum was taking him out of play, and Harris did well to make that catch. That's a spectacular grab, but a good job by Underwood to tag from first on the play. So he's now at second. Marcello pops out. Paul Myro, the fourth, is next. The ballers appealed to first to see if Underwood left early. He did not.
The shortstop, number 38, Paul Myro.
Myro next, a right-handed hitter, singled his first time up. That was an infield hit, a little roller to Buford. Underwood's at second with nobody out, one out rather, in the bottom of the second. 4-3, Oakland leads Boise. Pitch to Myro, he squares and pulls back. It's low and in, nearly hit him in the foot, 1-0. Four, 3 ballers. A lot of scoring early in this one. Matsuoka, again, rough going early in his start, just like last time out, as that's tapped foul, 1-1. It was a week ago today when Matsuoka pitched against Glacier. That was on Tuesday. And he gave up 4 through the first 3 innings. Oakland still won that game, but Matsuoka having a similar start today. Is 1-1 to Myro, the 2-hitter. Swung on and fouled off of Tatum, 1-2. Myro, former UNLV Rebel, played 3 years there. 43 starts, shortstop in 2025. And then just finished his collegiate career on May 21st. Signed on May 25th, so missed the opening series. Joined the team on the road at Great Falls. Boise 19-11, but 12 of their wins have come against the Voyagers this year. They're not quite as good, I would say, as the team that won all 12 games against Great Falls, but they're not that bad either. This is a really solid team that's in good position for a playoff spot, and they're showing why early against Oakland. 1-2 from Matsuoka to Myro. Is a little bit too high and tight there. Tried to front door him with the slider. It's 2-2. Apologies to those listening on YouTube. We'll try to get the audio issues sorted out. Not sure what's going on today. Broken bat flare into center field. Cobb going out and will not get there. Makes the play on the hop. It's a broken bat single for Myro, who has his 11th multi-hit game. Runners at the corners and 1 out for Max Young Goldberg. That was just a little bloop hit, a duck fart in your center for the Boise Hawks shortstop today. They're the Baconators, of course, the team sponsored by Wendy's. And Boise has the tying run at third base with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. A 4-3 lead for the Ballers. Max Young Goldberg is at the plate. He flew out in the first pitch he saw to Druick in left last time. First for Matsuoka is taken high and away for a ball. That one near the zone, and maybe should have been called a strike, but Matsuoka has not earned those calls yet. He can get those corners called if he is painting, but he's been missing a lot early in this game. 1 out. Young Goldberg hit by the pitch and the bases are loaded. That just clipped him. Once again, the bases are full for Boise.
And he's been hit. And if you've ever been blindsided like that, call our friend.
Bases are full for Boise here in the bottom of the second. They loaded the bases in the first, and Matsuoka walked in a run, then gave up an RBI ground out to Bagora. Here's Taylor Darden, who walked to load the bases in that first inning. Darden the batter, Matsuoka the pitcher. Righty-righty battle, first toss is a check swing, strike, 0-1. 4-3, Ballers lead, but only barely in the bottom of the second here from Boise, Idaho. The runners are Underwood, Myro, and Young Goldberg. The batter is Darden, the pitcher is Matsuoka. There is 1 out. The 0-1 is low and away. The slider and no chase from Darden that time. 22 walks, already 49 hits. His on-base percentage is .540, .445 average. Matsuoka's next. The righty kicks and fires. Darden checks his swing and holds up at ball 2. Ball leaked away from Tatum, not far enough to bring home the runner Underwood from third. Darden, 25-year-old right-handed hitter, the third baseman today for the Boise Hawks. Trying to come through with the bases loaded. The cleanup man with 1 out in the bottom of the second. That is hit through the right side. This will get at least 1 home. Quick to it is Monteith. Rounding third is Myro. The throw is offline and gets past Tatum. And now another runner breaking towards home, but Matsuoka able to get it home, get it to the ball in time to hold Young Goldberg at third. It's a 2-run single for Darden. And Boise leads for the second time. It is 5-4 Boise, and Matsuoka has not been good so far. Darden went to second on the throw, a poor throw home by Monteith. Myro and Underwood score. 9 runs in the first 2 innings, and there is still just 1 out for Joseph Califoot. Pitch was just a little bit too far over the plate for Matsuoka. Not a terrible pitch, the slider there, but caught the zone. Foul ball by Califoot, 0-1. And because he threw that slider to the righty Darden and didn't get it far enough outside, he was able to just take what he was given and poke it through the 3-4 hole past Almanza and Harris and into right field for a 2-run single with the bases loaded to put Boise up 5-4 in the home second. They've scored multiple runs in each of the first 2 innings. Pitch taken high by Califoot. It is 1-1. RBI walk last time up for him. That's not an option here with first base open. The runner is at third. Young Goldberg second. Taylor Darden. 1-1. Califoot hits it sharply past the dive of Almanza and into right field. 2 runs in. Going to second is Califoot as Monteith gets it in quickly, but the damage is done. The bases have been emptied. It's a 2-run double by Califoot. It's 7-4 Boise here in the second. Matsuoka tried to go in with the fastball there, and Califoot just dropped the bat head on it for a 2-run double.
Now batting for the Patriots, the first baseman at number 29, Jeremiah Bagora.
Jeremy Bagora next with a runner at second. A 5-run inning here for Boise. Still a 3-run game. And Bagora takes a strike, 0-1. Oakland, if they want to win today, will have to slug their way to a victory. A 1 toss. Bagora hits it sharply towards short. Backhand Cobb. Throw to first in plenty of time for the 6-3 putout. Bagora has been retired by Cobb twice now, and there's 2 away. 7-4 Boise leads in the bottom of the second. 2 outs runner at second is Califoot after his 2-run double. Brings up J.C. Santini, who grounded out to third to end the first inning. He is the 9th batter of the inning. Here in the bottom of the second, a 5 spot for the Hawks, or Baconators as they're called today. It's 7-4 Boise over Oakland. First to Santini, the righty is high and tight for a strike, 0-1. Two outs, 1-0 pitch on its way next from Matsuoka to Santini. Swung on and missed, 1-1. Two outs, runner on second for Santini. 0 for 2 on Sunday against Great Falls with a walk and a strikeout. Did go 2 for 4 with a double on Saturday. The catcher from Roseville, California. 1-1. Called a ball outside, challenged by Dylan Tatum. He knew that was a strike. Overturned right away. Oh, and Matsuoka, that was strike 3, so he gets the K. I was wondering why Tatum was challenging on 1-1. Instead, it was 1-2. Santini down looking. Matsuoka gets his first K, and the Ballers get out of the inning. It's still a game, but the 5 spot has put Boise up 7-4 as we head to the third here on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the third, it's been a topsy-turvy one so far here in Boise. It was 1-0 Oakland, then 2-1 Boise, then 4-2 Ballers on the Dylan Tatum 3-run bomb, and now Oakland has to fight back after Boise gets to Matsuoka in the second with a 5-run inning. Here in the top of the third, the Ballers will send 3, 4, and 5 to the plate against Cam Dayton. The lefty has not been great so far. He has allowed 5 hits and 4 runs, and Oakland needs more to fight back in this ball game. And I think they'd like to get it sooner rather than later before Boise gets to the pen, because the Hawks have some good relievers. And Dayton has not looked good this time and wasn't great last time out either. He only went 2 1/3. First pitch low to Davis Druick, 1-0. As we start the inning. Half swing from Druick. He swung at the breaking ball. It's 1-1. Nobody out, bases empty. Druick leading off the top of the third with Oakland trailing 7-4. And Druick takes a strike 1 and 2. RBI single last time up for Druick. Next toss. Druick strikes out. So Dayton has 4 strikeouts in his outing so far, and 3 strikeouts in the last 4 batters. 1 out in the top of the third, nobody on, and the Ballers. Oh, I guess Davis Druick was the beer batter? Not entirely sure. Either way, Dayton just got a strikeout. Here's Danny Harris, right-handed hitter. First pitch hack at the changeup, 0-1. He swung over the top of it. Ballers trail Boise 7-4, top 3 Sunny day. Shadows starting to form over the field here at Memorial Stadium. Harris drills it high and deep right center field. Marcelo looks like he might have room at the track and does make the catch as Harris flies out, 2 down. Harris gave it a ride, but not quite deep enough there. Got a middle pitch there. The fastball from Dayton didn't miss it. 358 feet to right center field, not quite enough to get it out of here. Michael O'Hara, the former Boise Hawk, on the IL right now, but he says this field plays pretty deep. Here's Cam Buford. Takes first pitch low in the dirt, 1-0. Both teams have scored in each inning so far in both the top and the bottom of the frames. So as of now, Dayton is hoping to put up the first 0 of this ball game, facing Buford, whom he struck out in the first. There's a hook just off the outside corner, 2-0 on Cam. Big crowd here on this Tuesday night in Boise. 2-0 toss. Outside, 3-0. I'm right on top of the chairback seating in the home plate area. Extends all the way up to the press box. 3-0 way outside. Dayton misses on 4 straight to Buford and walks him to bring up Almanza, who doubled off of him last inning. That's the second walk by Dayton. 2-out base runner for the Ballers, trailing 7-4 against Boise. A lot of good chairback seating and bleacher seating, and well, behind both dugouts, third and first base side. Then there's a nice little seating area where you can eat and watch the game, patio tables, picnic seating, whatever you want to call it, out in left field. First to Almanza's popped up to second, and Underwood backing up into the outfield makes the catch for out number 3. Ballers are held scoreless for the first time today as Dayton puts up the first 0 of this ball game, leaving Buford on base after that 2-out walk. We go to the bottom of the third. It is 7-4 Boise over Oakland on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the third, and the Ballers trail the Boise Hawks 7-4 here from Boise, Idaho. 8-9-1 due up against Matsuoka after a 5-run second inning. And it seems some of our listeners on YouTube have noticed a certain fan in the stands that they are accusing of stealing signs, which would be interesting. Trying to help these hitters to figure out what pitch is coming. Hopefully that is not the case. First pitch, though, is laced into center field. Boggs traps it. Nice diving effort, but it's a single for Jake Jelly. I will say it's, I guess, a little suspicious in the way that they have attacked Matsuoka, and it does look like there's just one guy in the stands wearing a hat, sunglasses, and a black, looks like Boise Hawks throw over. That is definitely signaling something back towards the field of play. Foul ball to Underwood. 0-1.
We saw you looking. You might want to think about that glass breakage coverage.
So Jelly with the single is on first. 7-4, Boise leads, bottom of the third inning. Now a hack and a swing through the right side, base hit. Stopping at second is Jelly, and Underwood gets a single. And there's a bat dog now on the field. It's like a black lab. Nice job by the bat dog there, very quick to get the lumber. First and second for Boise here in the third. Now batting is the leadoff man, Marcelo. First pitch to him. Did he offer? No, he pulled back on the bunt attempt, 1-0. Marcelo, 1 for 2 in this game. Boise has gotten the first 2 batters of every inning on base. All 3 to start this game. 7-4 in the third. Boise leads here at Memorial Stadium. Corners pinched for Marcelo. The 1-0. He squares and pulls back. That's ball too high. Marcelo extended his hit streak to a whopping 23 games with his first inning single. Corner still pinched against Marcelo. The 2-0 he takes high and tight, 3-0. And Matsuoka is a pitch away from loading the bases for a third straight inning. Two innings, 7 earned runs so far, and a couple walks for Matsuoka, and a 3-0 count on Marcelo. Taken all the way, and he takes ball 4. That was high. Base is full on the third walk from Matsuoka. And now there is action in the Ballers bullpen. My best guess is Adam Bogosian out there, although it could be Gabe Tanner. And it looks like he is. He's definitely one of the bulk guys for this Ballers team. As a starter at Cal State East Bay, and it is Tanner who is warming quickly in that Oakland pen. First pitch strike to Myro, who's 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Nothing in 1. Base is full with none out in the bottom of the third. Boise leads 7-4. The 0-1 toss is swung on and fouled straight back. Well, this is the first time that I've known for a fact at a stadium that I have a good chance of getting a foul ball here. Albeit it's a small window, but if you hit it at the right angle, you could definitely hit it at me. The net is not high enough to protect me from a foul ball. 0-2 hit sharply into the glove of Buford at third. His throw comes home. It's in time. No throw to first. 1 out. It's a fielder's choice. Myro reaches. 5-2 goes the out. And the infield, the corner's at least in. And Buford gets the job done there, keeping this a 7-4 game. Now it's Underwood, Marcelo, and Myro, and it's up to young Goldberg to get the job done. Young Goldberg is 0 for 1 today, was hit by a pitch last time. Looked like on the leg, and then scored. First pitch hit straight back to the netting. Nothing in 1. 7-4, Boise Hawks lead, bottom of the third inning. Bases loaded for a third straight frame to start this game for the Hawks. Young Goldberg, the lefty, swings and hits it sharply to second. Harris to second for 1. Cobb to first in time. 4-6-3, twin killing. And Matsuoka leaves them loaded in the third. Played with fire and got off scot-free this time. It's 7-4, Ballers trail Boise. We go to the fourth on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the fourth here from Boise, Idaho, and Oakland trails Boise 7-4. Hawks in the lead by 3 here early from Boise. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Ballers in this inning. Heffernan Insurance Brokers has been helping people make smart decisions since day one, offering business insurance, personal, home, and auto, employee benefits, and retirement and wealth management. Make it a smart decision for your business or family today. Visit Heffernan Insurance Brokers online at HEFFINS.com. That's HEFFINS.com. It is Ryan Pierce, the designated hitter today, to lead off this inning. He hit a breaking ball into left field for a base hit last time. And now he takes a breaking ball for a strike at the bottom of the zone. It is 0-1. Dayton on the hill, the lefty, has 4 strikeouts and finally put up a 0 in the third. That's popped up on the infield, maybe just into the outfield, as Underwood, the second baseman, now back on the infield dirt, makes the catch. And there is 1 away. Back-to-back pop-outs to second base for Dayton. Got Almanza to pop out there to end the third, and then Pierce here to start the fourth. But next is Dylan Tatum. Last time up, hit an Oppo Taco to right field. His third homer in his last 2 games. That was a 3-run shot. That's the big blow in this game for Oakland. First pitch to him is outside and low, 1-0. Tatum's 3-run bomb put Oakland ahead 4-2, but then a 5 spot from Boise in the second has them in front by 3. Tatum takes off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Not only did he homer twice on Sunday, he drove in 6 runs. Good for a season best for the Stockton native. Even stance righty waits. Dayton, the lefty, works from the windup. And Tatum bounces one slowly to short. A few hops for Myro. His throw to first is in plenty of time. There are 2 away. So no hits for Oakland since Tatum's 3-run bomb in the second. Brings up Bugsy. Darryl Buggs struck out swinging in the second. Ballers down by 3 at 7-4 with 2 outs, bases empty in the bottom of the fourth. Dayton really settling in, this lefty. Drops a breaking ball in, called a strike on the outside corner. Nothing in 1. Not a bad call there by the home plate umpire. Did just graze the edge. Don't have names for the umpires, unfortunately. Not provided pregame with them. Cut and miss from Buggs. Nothing in 2. That was way off the plate. And Dayton got the chase. Looking to strike out Buggs for a second time and get his 5th strikeout right here, way ahead. Buggs bounces the bat slightly off the right shoulder. Swings and fouls it off. Still nothing in 2. First of 6 games here in Boise. A Hawks team that's won 7 in a row. This starts a 12-game road trip for the Oakland Ballers as they push for a first-half playoff spot. Buggs takes high and away, 1-2. Ballers are tied for first with the Missoula Paddleheads, but Boise's only 2 games back of first, and they're in 6th. So if that tells you anything about the playoff race in the Pioneer League in this first half, my goodness. It is hotly contested. 1-2 pitch, yanked into the dirt, 2-2. Buggs picks up the baseball with his left hand and tosses it aside. Buggs 2 for 5 on Sunday, drove in a run. Went 8 for 26 in the series against Glacier with a double and a triple. Deuce is wild here. And he strikes out for the second time on a breaking ball. Dayton with the curveball strikes out Buggs for the second time tonight and has his first 1-2-3 inning. Let's go to the bottom of the fourth where Oakland trails the Boise Hawks by a score of 7-4 on 860 AM The Answer. Nevada Cohen with Vince back in our 860 AM The Answer studio. It's 7-4. Boise leads Oakland, bottom of the fourth. Matsuoka still on the hill for the Ballers after a rough start to this ballgame. Time for the wide world of baseball here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And let's talk about Boise, Idaho, where this game is being held. Sort of. We're in Garden City, which is just an outskirt of Boise. The home of the Boise Hawks, Boise, Idaho. Previously affiliated with Colorado, most recently. First pitch is a strike to Darden, 0-1. Chicago previously, and then the LA Angels. Former players that played for the Boise Hawks. Most recent name that you would know is Ezekiel Tovar in 2019. 0-1 is a strike, 0-2. Tovar now plays for the Rockies. Before that, Kyle Schwarber in 2014. Josh Donaldson back in 07. Jeff Samardzija in 06. K-Rod in 99. Francisco Rodriguez. And how about Troy Percival from 90 to 91, the now manager of the Idaho Falls Chuckers. 0-2 from Matsuoka to Darden to start this bottom of the fourth inning. Pitch bends low with the slider, 1-2. Boise, the capital city of Idaho, population of 235,421. That was in 2023. It's the most populous city in the state. 1-2 count. Matsuoka from the windup. Fires. Line drive, center field. Base hit. That was a fastball from Matsuoka, maybe a cutter there, but left in the zone. Darden's got a two-hit game. Leadoff runner on for the fourth straight inning for Boise here against Oakland. 7-4 Oakland trails, bottom of the fourth inning. Joseph Califoot at the plate, left-handed hitter. Two-run double his last time up. He's reached twice today. First pitch from Matsuoka is in, 1-0. Let's resume the wide world of baseball. Boise, located on the Boise River in southwestern Idaho, 41 miles east of the Oregon border. Elevation of 2,704 feet in downtown Boise. That is swatted to right field by Califoot, pushing Monteith towards the fence, and it bounces, and he fields it on the warning track. Gets it in quickly to Harris, and so the runners can only move to second and third, respectively. Darden to third, Califoot with his second double. And say what you want about the sign stealing that might be going on. That could be a factor in Matsuoka getting hit around a little bit here in Boise, but it's also true that he's not really executing, and he just left a changeup there in the zone, and Califoot, left-handed hitter, turned on it and burned down the right field line. Jeremy Begora next with second and third and none out. 7-4 Boise, bottom of the fourth. First from Matsuoka. Swung on a miss. Good change up there. That was actually probably, yeah, that was the slider. 0-1. One last note about the geography here. Pretty high up. We are near the Rocky Mountains. The Boise foothills surround the stadium. You can see them in the distance from left to right field from way up here from the press box. 0-1 pitch from Matsuoka to Begora is hit past the dive of Buford and into left field, base hit. It's the 12th hit through 4 innings for Boise. It's 8-4 Hawks here in the fourth. Begora with the RBI knock. Califoot to third. And Aaron Miles will come out and make a change. Gabe Tanner rather, is going to come in. Dylan Matsuoka's day is done. Don't know if it was maybe some sign stealing going on or what, but Dylan did not have it today. And he will be pulled here with nobody out in the fourth and runners at the corners. Boise up 8-4 on Oakland here from Memorial Stadium in Boise, Idaho. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when you return on 860 AM The Answer. For the second time in his pro career, Gabe Tanner enters the ball game. Tanner, the right-hander, 6'5", 225, 23 years old from Danville, California. Enters here in the top of the fourth, or bottom of the fourth rather, with an 8-4 Oakland deficit against Boise. Runners on second and third. He enters for Matsuoka, who goes just 3 innings and allows 12 hits. 8 runs so far, all earned. And he walked 3, struck out just 1. By far the worst start of the year so far for Dylan. Just a tough day today at the office. Tanner making his second pro appearance, made his pro debut Sunday against Glacier, gave up a hit and no runs in an inning pitched. Righty trying to get the Ballers out of this inning without too much more damage. Faces J.C. Santini next, who is the lone Hawk to not reach base yet, and one of 2 players without a hit in this game so far. Been an early ambush from Boise here against Oakland. First and third with nobody out for Santini as we resume the wide world of baseball momentarily. First pitch, hack, and blasted into left center field for a base hit. It's just a single. Santini hit it a little bit more weakly than I thought, but that was just a middle fastball from Tanner, and he didn't miss it. RBI single from Santini, and Boise is up 9-4 in the bottom of the fourth inning. Nobody out, and 2 aboard for the Hawks. Next up, Jake Jelly, who's 2 for 2 in this game. We'll resume the wide world of baseball after this pitch, telling you about Boise, Idaho, the capital and hometown of the Hawks. First to Jelly, low and in from Tanner, 1-0. It's home to Boise State University, south of downtown. It's located, the unique blue field at 37,000 seat Albertsons Stadium is on campus. Ground ball to short, double play chance. Cobb flips to second for 1. Throw to first is in time. A little bit high, but corralled by Almanza, and he kept his foot on the bag. And Tanner does well, inducing the double play right there. Bagora does reach third, but Santini's retired, and Jelly is out 6-4-3 on the Twin killing. It is 9-4 Boise in the bottom of the fourth. Runner at third is Bagora. 2 outs after that double play. And here's Underwood, who has singled twice. He looks to bunt for a hit, pulls back at strike 1 outside. Boise metropolitan area is known as the Treasure Valley. Includes Boise, Nampa, and Meridian. Downtown Boise has the state capitol, the classic Egyptian theater, which I got to see today. Ground ball towards second. Backhand Harris. Throw on the run to first in time. Nice play to save a run there. And Underwood is retired for the first time. So Bagora is stranded at third base, and 2 more runs in the inning for the Boise Hawks as they knock Matsuoka out of this game. It's 9-4 Boise over Oakland. We head to the 5th on 860 AM The Answer. Here in the 5th, it is 9-4. It is the 5-run lead for the Boise Hawks here at the start of the 5th inning. Ballers need to get the offense going again. Trailing by 5. They scored 4 in the first 2 innings, but do not have a hit since then. as Tremaine Cobb Jr. hits the righty against the lefty Dayton, who has settled in nicely. First pitch to Cobb to start this fifth is a breaking ball in the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. I'll give a quick wrap on the wide world of baseball as we talked about Boise, Idaho in the fourth. Cobb lines it into right field. Jelly gets there and makes the catch. One down. Line out for Cobb. My last note is that one notable person from Boise, Aaron Paul, best known as Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad, graduated in '97 from Centennial High School in Boise, grew up a Boise State Broncos fan. October 2013, at the Egyptian Theater in Boise, Idaho, Governor Butch Otter declared October 1st Aaron Paul Day. Here's Pat Monteith, first pitch, ambush, center field, high, deep. Marcello at the track camps and makes the catch. He turned his back, and he got there, 382 feet. It's 405 to center, so that won't cut it. And Monteith flies out, 2 down. Oakland swinging the bat well here against Dayton in the fifth, but 2 flyouts. First Cobb, now Monteith. (9-4) Boise leads. Druick the hitter. 1 for 2 today. Takes low and outside, 1-0. Ballers trail, 9-4, bases empty. Top of the fifth, 2 down. Druick an RBI single and a strikeout on the evening. Takes a breaking ball for a strike, 1-1. I'm Nevada Cullen. Vince is back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. Hope you all are having a good Tuesday so far. Ballers, not so much. Druick swings and lifts one to center field. Marcello has to run into the gap in right center to catch it for out number 3. Looked like it was more well hit, but probably off the end of the bat for Druick. As the ballers go down in order, 1, 2, 3 in the fifth, and Dayton has sat down 7 ballers in a row. Let's go to the bottom of the fifth inning. It is Boise 9, Oakland 4 here from Memorial Stadium on 860 AM The Answer. Nine 9-4 lead for the Boise Hawks over the Oakland Ballers, bottom of the fifth inning. And I know, the Baconators are already making y'all hungry. That's the alter ego assumed today by the Boise Hawks, the Boise Baconators. But I'm about to make you a little bit hungrier as it's time for Nevada's Culinary Curiosities, because I'm Nevada, and my last name is Cullen, and I like food. And I'm going to tell you what I ate on the way to Boise on our 12-hour bus trip yesterday, just about. Left 6 a.m., got to Boise at 6 p.m. I guess it was only an 11-hour bus ride because you got to tack on that hour. The clocks move forward, us being in mountain time here. First pitch from Gabe Tanner is a strike on the outside corner to Marcello, 0-1. Leadoff man at the plate is 1 for 2 today with a walk and a run scored. It's 9-4 Boise as Buford is playing on the cut at third base for Marcello, who swings and misses at a good slider, 0-2. But on our way on that bus trip for lunch, we stopped in Reno, Nevada, or Nevada, as some might say. And I stopped at an Asian bakery called Honey Bakery. 0-2 from Tanner is lifted foul to right, out of play. And I was greeted by lots of buns. Lots of, not bao buns, but the most popular item, the pork buns. Barbecue pork buns, which I had 2 of. Pitch outside, 1 and 2. They also had dim sum, but I was in a rush and didn't want to wait for food. So I went with 2 barbecue pork buns. I also got 1 ham bun. Little number 1 hop back to Tanner. He throws to first for out number 1, and the Ballers are able to get the leadoff man out for the first time today. Final line for Dylan Matsuoka. 3 innings, 12 hits, 9 earned runs, 3 walks, and a strikeout. Next, Paul Myro, the 4th, the shortstop, who's 2 for 3 today. 1 out, bases empty, 9-4. Boise leads, bottom of inning number 5. Righty battle first from Tanner. Bounced foul of third, 0-1. So what did I have? I had those 2 pork buns, the 1 ham bun. I don't remember what else it was called, ham and something. Had some other things in it. And the last one was a sweet bun, pineapple and coconut bun. 0-1 is a strike. Nice slider on the outside, 0-2. But I thought all were just a little bit sweet. The ham bun was more savory. The pork bun was a nice little balance of sweet and savory. 1-1 ripped left field, fair down the line. And Myro has his 3rd hit of the game. Druick bare hands and fires towards third. Myro with a double. That's a 3-hit game for him. 1 shy of his season high. Runner on second with 1 out for Boise here in the bottom of the 5th. That pitch was rifled, 103 off the bat. It was the slider, but it was left high and in on Myro, and he did not miss the mistake from Tanner. Brings up Max Young-Goldberg, who is now the only Hawk without a hit in this game. He's over 2. And the lefty takes high and away, a ball and no strikes. 1-0 on Young-Goldberg on an 8-game hit streak. Runner on second with 1 out. Cobb holding the runner, Myro. Young-Goldberg swings early. It's 1-1. That was the fastball, and he was way out in front. So again, I had the 4 total buns at Honey Bakery. I liked the pineapple coconut ones the most. I would overall rate it probably a 6.5 out of 10, maybe a 7. Pitch outside, 2-1. But wasn't my favorite spot. I think it was fun to try an Asian bakery, though. I don't think I'd really been to one. But I thought the pork buns I was kind of hoping would have maybe more meat and would be less sweet. 2-1 popped up, foul. Tatum looking for it. Tatum sheds the mask. He cannot make the catch. It's into the stands. It was just over the netting. Tatum thought maybe it would be in play. It's 2-2. I did try pear juice from Honey Bakery. It had all sorts of foreign writing on it. Nothing real. Well, there was the nutritional label was written in English, and that's how I know it was snow pear juice. But it was good. It was okay. 2-2 from Tanner. Young-Goldberg bounces it right side to Harris. Throw to first in time. 2 down. Myro to third. Boise trying to get into double figures in the run column. It's 9-4 Hawks with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. And Myro with those 1-out double is now on third base after Young-Goldberg gets him over. It's up to Darden to bring him in. And he has had a very productive day, reaching in all 3 plate appearances, walking the first, 2-run single in the second, and then a little bloop hit to lead off the 4th. Takes outside 1-0. Actually, I think that was a single up the middle. The hit I'm remembering, when was that? I think it was Myro back in the second, his little broken bat flare into center. 1-0 to Darden. Darts outside, 2-0. Gabe Tanner entered in relief of Dylan Matsuoka in the 4th, able to get out of that inning with only 1 more run surrendered. 2-0 is a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Boise leads 9-4, 2 outs, bottom of the fifth. And Darden facing Tanner for the first time. Righty-righty battle. Slight open stance for the righty. Darden wearing all white today for Boise. Takes low and in for ball 3. 3-1 hitters count here. No reason to groove one for Tanner with first and second base open in the bottom of the fifth. Myro at third. 2 outs. 3-1 toss from Tanner. Is just outside with the slider. Brings up Joseph Califoot. That is the first walk for Tanner of his pro career. Brings up Califoot, the lefty, with runners at the corners and 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth. Oakland has held Boise scoreless once tonight. That was in the 3rd inning, despite Boise loading the bases in that frame. A double play helped Oakland out of it. No need for a twin killing here. Bowlers have already induced 2 of them today. 2 outs, men at the corners, pitch is a strike on the inner half. 0-1. 5-run deficit for Oakland to try to climb out of over the final 4 innings, if they can get out of this inning without any damage. Myro at third, Darden at first, Califoot the batter, 2 doubles today in consecutive at-bats. Pokes one foul off to the left, out of play. Beyond the picnic patio seating out in left field is a inflatable slide where kids can slide down. I assume they basically go all game. There looks like a chain of them going up the ladder to the top of the bouncy slide. Califoot nearly hit it there. 0-2 with 2 outs. Tanner's pitch. Runner goes, and crashing is Cobb, so that will be a stolen base for Darden. It is 1-2 as that slider missed off the plate. 2 in scoring position now with 2 outs and a 1-2 pitch on its way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Outside pitch from Tanner. The changeup there gets Califoot all out in front, and that's his first career strikeout. Gabe Tanner puts up a 0 in the 5th. We go to the 6th. Oakland trails Boise. It's a score of 9-4. This is Oakland baseball on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the 6th from Boise. Oakland trails 9-4. Danny Harris, Cam Buford, Christian Almanza due up against Cam Dayton, who settled in since the 2nd, has not allowed a hit since. District Council 16 Painters and Allied Trades represent the best in the business. Painters, drywall finishers, glazers, and floor coverers, proudly serving Northern California and Nevada. They stand for top-tier training, great wages, and strong benefits, and dignity on the job. Join the International Union of Painters and Allied Trades today. District Council 16, building the future one skilled trade at a time. So Danny Harris is first in this inning. Today he's 0 for 2, but has hit 2 balls well. First toss, breaking ball, in for a strike, 0-1. Dayton has thrown a lot of first pitch strikes with that curveball tonight. Harris hoping to push his hit streak to 13 games. 22 hits in his last 12. Danny takes high and away, 1-1. 16 RBI in his last 12 games. 4 home runs, including 2 homers in his last 3 games. 3-run homer in the 8th inning on Sunday. 1-1 from the lefty, Dayton to the righty, Harris. Is hit sharply down the line, fair. Past the glove of Begora, the first baseman, and Harris thinking about 2, puts on the brakes and stops at first with a leadoff single. Harris's hit streak is 13 with that oppo shot down the line past the first baseman, and it wiggled its way into right. Brings up Cam Buford, who has a strikeout and a walk so far. Walked on, I believe it was 4 pitches in the 3rd. So he's 0 for 1 today. Had a slow series to begin against Glacier, then went 2 for 5 with a homer on Sunday against the Range Riders. First pitch breaking ball for a strike. Again, 0-1 on Buford. This is an Oakland team that comes in at 21-9, tied for first in the league. 3 straight wins for the Ballers. 0-1 pitch next. Buford takes outside. Looked like a pitch out as Santini was out of his crouch, 1-1. Harris the runner at first with none out. 9-4 Ballers trail, top of the 6th. Ballers just took 5 out of 6 from Glacier after taking 9 of 12 on the road in 3 different cities the 2 weeks prior. Buford swings and fouls one back, 1-2. So Oakland comes in hot. They've won 8 of their last 10 games, but so has Boise, albeit 6 against Great Falls. But before that, they split a series with Idaho Falls, who's been one of the best teams in the league this season. And so Boise's going to take games from you. Pitch outside on Buford, 2-2. This is a 19-11 team. They may be 6th in the league, but they're just 2 games back of first. And in the state that's sort of shaped like an L, they're trying to hand the Ballers one tonight. Big lead over there by Harris at first. Dayton comes home. Buford misses in, 3-2. Dayton, the lefty, his 3rd career appearance against Oakland. He had a save the last time he faced the Ballers at Raimondi in 2024. His payoff. Breaking ball off the plate. Ball 4, back-to-back walks from Cam Buford. That's the 3rd walk for Dayton, whose leash won't be much longer, I'd imagine. I think I see someone going into the pen for, yeah, it's Carter Ganaway heading down there for Boise. He's one of their better relievers, the 2nd-year pro. Ganaway is a righty pitcher. Here's Almanza. First to the lefty is a ball high and tight, 1-0. If Dayton does not make it out of the 6th, that's still a successful start for him, all things considered, considering he just went 2 1/3 Tuesday at Great Falls. 1-0 pitch to Almanza. Is belted. No doubt about it. Christian Almanza unloads to right field to put Oakland right back in it. A 3-run, no doubt homer by Christian Almanza. Left on left crime here in the 6th. His 9th homer of the year. Back-to-back games with a bomb for Christian Almanza, as he took a hanging breaking ball and smashed it 436 feet to right. A long bomb to get the Ballers within 2. It's 9-7 Boise in the top of the 6th. The first 3 reach for Oakland here in the 6th inning. 105 off the bat as Pierce singles through the right side, and the Ballers bring the tying run to the plate here in the 6th with no one out. Pierce has a 2-hit game, his first as a pro. That was 104 off the lumber. Really well struck by Pierce. And is this all she wrote for Dayton? I don't think so, as there is a meeting about to occur. I think Ganaway needs more time to warm in that pen. He just got down there. But this will slow the game down a sec after Oakland has gotten the first 4 on here in the 6th. Ballers trail Boise. It's 9-7. A high-scoring affair from Memorial Stadium here in the top of the 6th inning. And Cameron Dayton, who had not allowed a hit since Dylan Tatum's 3-run homer in the second, allows a single, a 3-run homer after a walk, and then another single to start the 6th. And his line looks a bit worse now, 7 runs on 8 hits for Oakland. But Boise still leads. And here comes the man who homered off of Dayton in the second. It's Dylan Tatum. Can he make it back-to-back games with 2 homers? That would tie the game here in the 6th. Runner on first is Pierce after his single through the right side. A first pitch hack from Pierce. First pitch outside there to Tatum, 1-0. He is 1 for 2 today with that 3-run Tater. Tatum 3 homers in his past 2 games. Dayton's 1-0. Is swung on and belted to left. I think it's foul. Goodness gracious, what a blast from Tatum. Did I have a distance there? 376 feet to left. He was all over it. But it was well foul. He got a high fastball there. And nearly tied this game, but just missed it just early. Dayton won't be making that same mistake again. As Tatum hits into left field on the very next pitch. Ties this game. Back-to-back games with 2 jacks. That's a quadruple order of taters for Dylan Tatum. We're square at 9 in the 6th. 108 miles an hour off the bat. 434 feet, just 2 feet shy of Almanza's bomb. And he knocks Dayton out of this ballgame. We're brand new here in Boise with no one out in the top of the 6th. We'll tell you about the new arm when you return on 860 AM The Answer. There is a new pitcher for the Boise Hawks as both teams are into the bullpen here in the 6th inning. It is a 9-9 score. The Ballers once trailed 9-4. They've erased that this frame thanks to 2 big bombs by the Stockton boys. Christian Almanza hit it 437 feet. Tatum just 3 feet shy of that, 434 feet to left. And the Ballers enjoying the elevation, knock out Dayton, and bring in Carter Ganaway. Ganaway did not face Oakland last year as a member of the Great Falls Voyagers. He was not good and got cut shortly after the Oakland series. He was on the IL, which is why he missed it. But this season he has been good. 3-1 record, 5.79 ERA. His 11th appearance, 18 2/3 innings, 17 hits, 14 walks, 20 strikeouts. He has only allowed 2 home runs. First up, Darryl Bunks takes low and away for ball 1. It is 9-9 in the top of the 6th inning as Dayton is done, giving up 9 runs as Bugs takes outside. It's 2-0. And that is now a season high in runs allowed by Dayton after giving up a season high 8 earned runs last time. 2-0. Outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Ballers attempting to get the go-ahead runner aboard here in the 6th in a wacky ball game here from Boise. 3-0, nowhere close. It was close to Bugs. High and tight. Ball 4. He walks on 4 pitches. So Ganaway walks Bugs. Dayton, by the way, his line complete at 5 innings, 9 hits, 9 earned runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. He allowed 3 homers. Here's Trey Cobb, the leadoff man, against Ganaway, the reliever. Righty-righty matchup now. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. Ballers can start to go to the bench for some lefty bats. Just want to check one thing before I say that. I don't know. Quentin Waterhouse is their closer, and he's a lefty, so you might want to keep the righties in, even against a right-hander in Ganaway. A check to first, and the throw bounces there from Ganaway. That looked like a throw by someone who has the yips and doesn't want to throw over. So let's see if Bugs gets aggressive after that throw on the bases. It's 0-1 on Trey Cobb in the top of the 6th inning. A 5-spot so far for Oakland. Still nobody out. Pitch high, 1-1. This inning has been bonkers for the Ballers. It has gone like this. Single by Danny Harris. Walk to Cam Buford. Christian Almanza 3-run, no doubt shot to right field. Ryan Pierce single, and then Dylan Tatum knocks Dayton out of the game with a 2-run bomb. 1-1, runner goes. Pitch is a strike. Throw down is not in time. Bugs steals second, and that pitch was actually a ball. It was high and in, 2-1. Looked like a strike from here. But Bugsy swipes second and moves into the team lead with his 8th stolen base. Not bad when you have a second leadoff hitter hitting 9th. Cobb trying to put the Ballers in front here in this chaotic 6th inning. Fouls one straight back. It's 2-2. Also, how about the comedy of Dylan Tatum's at bat, where he hits one 370 feet to left field, way foul. And then I say, oh, Dayton's not going to make that mistake again. The very next pitch, tattooed by Tatum to left center for a homer. Cobb takes outside, 3-2. And Ganaway, who walked Bugs, is in a bit of trouble here. More action in the Boise pen as they'll warm up a second right-hander with Ganaway struggling. Payoff coming to Cobb with Bugs at second. And Cobb waves and misses at the slider. Call it maybe a sweeper. And Cobb strikes out for a second time tonight. Finally an out. 7 batters into this 6th inning. And now Pat Monteith is removed for pinch hitter Lou Helmick, as I would expect with a righty on the hill. I mean, this is a spot for the Ballers to take the lead for only the 2nd time today. They led 4-2 after the top of the 2nd inning. But then after a 5 spot from Boise, Boise led 7-4, then 9-4. Now it's all square at 9. And here's Lou Helmick hitting in this place of Monteith. Monteith in this game was 0 for 2 with a walk. And Helmick, the pinch hitter, a lefty to face a righty Ganaway. With a runner on second, the go-ahead run at second in the top of the 6th, then 1 out in a 9-9 game between Boise and Oakland. First to Lou is fouled off towards left field, out of play, 0-1. Lou last appeared Saturday against Glacier, went 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts, but still had a good series, driving in 3, 5 for 15 in the series. Lou out of Paderborn, Germany, hitting .307, has driven in 17. Bugs with plenty of speed at second, and Helmick takes a good breaking ball in for strike 2. That is the action of some sort of slider or sweeper there from Ganaway. And it curled into the zone. Really, that pitch ended up just at the top of the zone. 0-2, and Helmick strikes out. Got him chased with the fastball, and Ganaway, after walking Bugs, has back-to-back strikeouts. And it is up to Davis Druitt to get the job done. At least it could be. He is the 9th batter of this inning. 9-9. Boise and Oakland tied at 9. in the top of the 6th inning. Druick is 1 for 3 today with an RBI single back in the 1st. And he's intentionally walked. He got intentionally walked recently, right? Turning back in my scorebook. Was it on Saturday? Yeah, in Saturday's game, he was intentionally walked. And Harris then walked. It was Almanza who had a 2-run single after that. Now it's Harris's turn to make them pay. Intentional walk, 2 on, 2 outs for Harris. First pitch outside, 1-0. The slider or sweeper there. 2 on with 2 outs. It's Bugs and Druick the runners. Harris singled his last time. That was this inning. He's up for the 2nd time here in the 6th. The hot-hitting Harris, righty-righty battle. 1-0 from Ganaway. Harris takes another slider outside, 2-0. This is turning out to be exactly what happened on Saturday. Except after the intentional walk, the bases would be loaded not for Almanza, but for Cam Buford, who has walked twice himself. See if this is a strike. It is, and it's hammered towards the scoreboard. Danny Harris gives Oakland the lead. He thumps it off the scoreboard and left. It's an 8-run inning, and it's 12-9 ballers. Danny Harris's 3rd homer in his past 4 games puts the Ballers ahead by 3. 109 miles an hour off the bat. 424 feet, if not denied by the scoreboard. And Harris hits his 6th homer of the year. He got a 2-0 hanger right down the middle. And he absolutely pulverized that ball. It's an 8 spot for Oakland, and they lead 12-9 in a wacky game here at Memorial Stadium. Here's Cam Buford next. First pitch hack, fouls it off. So the intentional walk backfires to the most extreme degree as Harris gets home an extra run for the Ballers. As Ganaway walks 2, strikes out 2, and then gives up a 3-run jack. 0-1. Buford cut and miss, nothing in 2. The Ballers have hit 4 homers today against this Boise team, which came in with just 27 homers allowed, 4th fewest in the league. Buford hits one to short, charging Myro. His throw on the run to first just gets Buford by half a step for out number 3. The Ballers have 4 homers and all have driven in multiple runs. That's their 3rd 3-run homer of the game. They blast 3 bombs in the 6th inning and score 8 runs to take a 12-9 lead over Boise. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Ballers 12, Hawks 9 on 860 AM The Answer.
Well, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. An 8-run 6th inning, and Oakland leads 12-9 here from Boise.
This team is hungry for a playoff berth. 18 games left, including this one, and they are in first place tied with the Missoula Paddleheads. It's time to get into some scores from around the Pioneer League. Here it's 12-9 in the bottom of the 6th. And the Ballers lead the Boise Hawks in a seesaw game here at Memorial Stadium. Gabe Tanner still on the hill. Caleb Franzen warming. He'll go in soon, I would imagine. Also, Connor Richardson out there. It might be him for the Ballers. And the first pitch from Tanner is a strike. If he keeps pitching well, the Ballers will let him cook. But the leash is now short for Tanner, who has given the Ballers needed length out of the pen after Matsuoka's poor start. 0-1 is grounded towards third, past the backhand of Buford and into left field. Quick to it, Druick. He makes the play, fires it towards second, 2 hops, and at the feet of Harris, holding Begora to just a leadoff single, but he's got a 2-hit game. So Begora, his 11th multi-hit game in 17 tries. He's been a very good hitter ever since signing on June 2nd out of Young Harris University out of Georgia. We'll see how much longer the leash is for Tanner, now facing Santini. Ballers protecting a 12-9 lead. No one out here in the bottom of the 6th inning here in Boise. Begora at first. Santini, an RBI single last time, is the batter in this righty-righty battle as we look around the league for some scores and, well, definitely some interesting pitch to Santini is too tight for a ball, 1-1. Ogden leads NoCo 10-2. Raptors leading the Owls in the top of the 8th inning. That one's flying by. Bayou Junction, it's Idaho Falls 18, Jackalopes 7. 1-1 to Santini. Is hit towards short. The pick by Cobb, flipped to second for 1, and the Ballers turn their 3rd double play of the game. Harris completes the twin killing. Tanner induces his 2nd double play. 2 outs, bases empty for the Hawks here in the home 6th. Goodness gracious. This infield plays a bit thick. There's high grass, soft dirt, and so it slows down hard-hit ground balls like that one. 93 off the bat of Santini, who grounds into the 6-4-3 double play. Now it's Jelly, the righty, hits his 2nd home run of the game. Druick just stares at this one as it goes towards and hits the bottom of the scoreboard. Jake Jelly, the 24-year-old out of East Grand Forks, Minnesota, with his 2nd home run of the game, 7th of the year. Former Fargo Moorhead Red Hawk and former Minnesota Crookston player, teammates with Connor Richardson. First pitch, Jack there, 107 off the lumber. Got an inside slider there and did not miss it from Tanner, who's trying to complete this 6th inning without any further damage. So Boise's back within 2. First pitch is low, ball 1 on Underwood. He will be likely the last batter that Tanner faces if Underwood reaches. Chewy's warming up. There's a strike, 1-1. So what was I talking about here? Oh yes, the scores around the Pioneer League. Top of the 2nd, game suspended in Billings. Game will be continued tomorrow. Pitch high and away, 2-1. So that means nothing between Missoula and Billings. The Paddleheads will have to play a doubleheader effectively tomorrow against Billings. I like the Mustangs' chances, hopefully, of taking 1 in that game. 2-1. Oh, that one fouled off of Tatum. He'll get a 2nd. It's 2-2. Bottom of the 7th, interesting score from Glacier. 0-0 between Great Falls and Glacier. Range Riders and Paddlehead. Range Riders and Voyagers, 0-0. Who's pitching? Wyatt Cameron for Great Falls has 10 strikeouts. Goodness. Luke Cooper has entered for Boise after Grant Taylor goes 5 2/3 scoreless. He got roughed up by the Ballers, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, that's 0-0. And your last score, Yuba Sutter 1, Rocky Mountain 0 in the top of the 3rd inning. Best case scenario for Oakland really is that is not a sweep. You want Yuba Sutter to drop a few. Actually, the Ballers would probably rather have the Vibes win the series against Yuba Sutter because Oakland can control its fate by beating the Vibes in both series. They play 12 against Rocky Mountain next. So they'd rather have the Vibes win this series against the High Wheelers, who are just a game back of first. 2-2, 2 outs. Tatum's ready after wearing a foul ball. Tanner's pitch is called a ball outside, actually just a bit high, 3-2. That was close. Not close enough, though. It was a ball. 3-2, 2 outs. Underwood trying to reach to extend this inning. But Tanner strikes him out. Top of the zone challenge, though, by Underwood, and it is overturned to ball 4. Tanner thought he was out of the inning. That one just missed the top of the zone. That's the second walk by Tanner, and that is it for Gabe, unfortunately, as Connor Richardson will enter here in the bottom of the 6th, trying to protect a 12-10 lead for the Ballers. So Miles makes his slow walk to the mound. It is, I believe, Chewy who will enter this game for Oakland. Gabe Tanner, nice stuff from him in relief. He still could be the winning pitcher today, but he will not see the 6th out. We'll tell you about the new arm when you return. 12-10. Ballers up by 2. Bottom of the 6th. Top of the lineup with a runner on first. The tying run at the plate here with 2 outs. And Chewy entering on 860 AM The Answer. A challenge helps Boise extend this bottom of the 6th inning. Underwood walks. He's at first, 2 outs, 12-10. Ballers lead after an 8-run 6th inning for them. And into the game, one of Oakland's most trusted relievers, it's Connor Richardson, who went 2 scoreless on Saturday against Glacier, gave up 3 hits. The 6'4" righty, 25 years old, from Grand Forks, North Dakota. 1.83 ERA, 2-0 record. And this is his 15th appearance. He's gone 19 2/3 this season, 20 hits, 3 walks, 16 strikeouts for the righty, Richardson. He enters for Gabe Tanner. We'll give you his line momentarily. This is the leadoff man, Marcelo, batting for a 5th time through 6 innings in a high-scoring affair. And the righty cuts and misses early at a good, chewy off-speed pitch there, 0-1. Tanner goes 2 2/3, 4 hits, 2 walks, just 1 strikeout, and only 1 run to his name so far. He's responsible, though, for Underwood at first. Chewy's 0-1 delivery is a sword. Did he offer? Yeah, absolutely, says the first base umpire. Marcelo totally offered. I respect the home plate umpire, though, for wanting to make sure that Marcelo did indeed go. It's 0-2 after a nasty breaking ball from Connor Richardson. Hoping to strike out Marcelo on just 3 pitches and just get out of this inning without any scary contact. And, whoa, what just happened there? Marcelo is called out with the strikeout. He's not budging, though. The pick at first. And what's the call? No? Yeah, Marcelo's out, I think. Wow, Marcelo can't believe it. He's still in the batter's box. I think that ball was swung on and missed, hit the glove of Tatum. It hit Marcelo's bat, and he flicked it towards the Oakland dugout, and Marcelo is out on the drop third. Aaron Miles is furious with the umpires for not making any clear signals on that play, and Marcelo is out. He does strike out on 3 pitches to end the bottom of the 6th inning. Boise gets a run, but Chewy makes sure that the Ballers stay in front. It's 12-10. Oakland leads Boise as we head to the 7th on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the 7th inning, the Ballers lead the Boise Hawks by a score of 12-10 as Boise goes to the pen. Replacing Carter Ganaway is a left-handed pitcher in Blake McFadden. And this is a bit of an interesting move here by Boise, going to a lefty when the Ballers have been hitting pretty well off a lefty today in Cameron Dayton, the starter. But they hit a righty well, too, in Carter Ganaway. The 3-run bomb by Danny Harris made Ganaway's appearance a sour one. And in the end, Ganaway goes an inning, giving up just that 1 home run and 3 earned runs because he walked 2 before that 3-run bomb. He struck out 2. Taking his place is Blake McFadden, making his 12th appearance of the year, 7.2 ERA, 0-1 record. This is his 12th appearance, 10 innings, 14 hits, 7 walks, 10 Ks, 2 homers allowed. His first to Almanza swung on and missed. He was early on what looked to be the changeup there. It is 0-1. Ballers up 2. Almanza leading off the inning. Already 2 extra base hits today, including a 3-run bomb off of the starter Dayton. 0-1. Almanza takes a strike. 0-1. So Blake McFadden trying to keep this a 2-run game. Boise choosing not to employ their best relievers right now, I would guess, just because the Ballers' offense has been really good today and is up by 2. Almanza takes high, 1-2. Ballers' lead is 12-10 because they've hit 4 taters here in the state of the potatoes. 4 home runs, all multiple RBI home runs. 1-2. Almanza takes in the dirt, the changeup, 2-2. Idaho, also known as the Gem State. Ballers have found a gem in Christian Almanza. 2-2 toss. Almanza breaks his bat, and it's barehanded by McFadden. He flips it to first. Cool, calm, collected. 1 down. So Almanza needs some new lumber. There's 1 out here in the top of the 7th with the bases empty. A 12-10 Ballers lead. Ryan Pierce is next. A 2-hit game, his first of his pro career. Can he make it a 3-hit game? Let's see. He's 2 for 3 in this game. Both singles, 1 to each field. First toss popped up. Right field. Underwood out, Jelly in. It's Jelly, the right fielder, who has it medium deep, makes the catch. And there are 2 away. Weird game here in Boise. It's 12-10. Oakland leads. 2 outs, bases empty. Top of the 7th. Ballers trailed 9-4. Then got an 8-run 6th to take the lead. They hit 3 homers in that inning. They got 8 runs and 5 hits. 3-run homer by Almanza, 2-run homer by Tatum, 3-run bomb by Harris to finish it. And here is Dylan Tatum, who does not have a 3-home-run game yet. Love to change that here as he takes outside the changeup, 1-0. Tatum, he's got some pop, that's for sure. Last season at UC Irvine, the catcher hit 15 bombs. 1-0. Takes outside, 2-0. Then in the minors with the Twins, had 6 home runs in 2022 with 2 teams. So the power numbers might have dipped a bit as a pro because that was the most he hit in a season with the Twins org. But now he's got 6 this season. 2 in this game, 2 in the last. Tatum takes a strike, bottom of the zone, 2-1. And the offensive production from this catcher position is welcome for Oakland. Tyler Lozano last year wasn't the best hitter. He's really improved his game, stepped it up just a little bit. 2-1. And Dylan Tatum with a check swing ground ball towards first. The catcher makes the throw in time. Nice play by Santini. He left his feet to throw it to first and get Tatum on that swinging bunt down the first base line. The 2-3 put out helps McFadden to throw a 1-2-3 7th. And it's time to stretch. Here from Boise, the Ballers lead is 12-10 here on 860 AM The Answer. Hope you stretched. It's time for That's a Stretch here on 860 AM The Answer, with Oakland leading Boise 12-10. Chewy on the hill for the Ballers. And, well, today's is simple. It's that the Ballers will score 20 runs in an inning this season. That is a stretch. I don't think they actually will, but could it happen? They've scored 8 in an inning today. That was the 6th. They had 15 in an inning against Ogden. Who's to say they couldn't put up a little 20-burger? 12-10 the score here in the bottom of the 7th. It's still Chewy to face 2, 3, and 4 in this Boise lineup that has stayed hot throughout this game. They have collected 16 hits, yet they are losing 12-10. Myra with a little Star Wars music as his walk-up song stands in from the right side against the righty Richardson. And the first drops in for a strike. 0-1. Well, Ballers going to the bullpen after Matsuoka only lasted 3. And, man, how good has this bullpen been this season? Gabe Tanner, 2 2/3, just 1 earned run allowed in his first bulk outing of his career. Richie misses high, 1-1 on Myro, who is 3 for 4 today. His season high is 4 hits. The 1-1 pitch is taken high. The fastball, 2-1. Ballers trailed 9-4 in this game. An 8-run 6th helped them to take a 12-10 lead. Chewy came in the 6th and struck out the lone batter he faced. Just missed low there with the breaking ball, 3-1. No chase from Myro. He's maybe hoping to work a walk here to start this inning. He's been swinging free today, though. 3 for 4 in the game with a double last time up. And he takes strike 1. That bent in the high inside corner, 3-2. Boise has challenged once to my knowledge today, and they successfully overturned a strikeout call and earned a walk. Here is a 3-2 pitch, and it's strike 3. Myro knew it. Breaking ball right over the heart of the plate, and Chewy has back-to-back strikeouts. 1 to end the 6th, 1 to start the 7th. There's Max Young Goldberg, still the only Boise Hawk without a hit in this game, so you know he's due. And he's trying to get it right here, extend that hit streak to 9 games. He's hit 7 doubles in his last 8. And the first pitch to the lefty is low and in, 1-0. Young Goldberg leads the league with 54 RBI. Can't get much better than the season he's had so far. Just an off day today, but he'll bounce back for sure. 1-0 is low, 2-0. It's funny, Young Goldberg was really a non-factor last year for Boise in terms of his offensive production. Hit just 247. Hit 2 for 15 in the series at Oakland. 2-0 early swing and a miss, 2-1. And I mean, you think about Boise last year as a team. Okay, what were their strengths? It was the pitching, not the hitting. They had a middling offense with little power. They did not hit home runs, but they had a few big sluggers, namely Mikey Unamine and Troy Viola. 2-1 is tapped to first. Almanza gets it, goes to the bag, and taps the square himself for out number 2. And Chewy's retired all 3 he's faced. If I had to guess, he'll finish up the 7th. Carson Lambert gets the 8th. Connor Sullivan gets the 9th. The Killer C's, the 3 C's, whatever you want to call them. Connor, Carson, and Connor squared. Connor Sullivan. First pitch is a called ball just above the zone. That was a true ball to Darden, 1-0. He's reached all 4 times, 2 walks, 2 singles. 2-run single back in the 2nd inning. The righty takes at the top of the zone, a fastball, 1-1. 2 out, spaces empty, 12-10. Oakland leads Boise here in the bottom of the 7th. This Oakland team never out of a game. They trailed by 5. They scored 8 in the top of the 6th to take the lead. 1-1, hit to left field. Druick makes the catch. The ball was hit well by Darden, but in off the hands. And Chewy retires all 4 he faces today. We'll chalk it up to 1 1/3 with 2 strikeouts, no hits, no runs for him, and assume his day is done. I will be surprised if it's not Carson Lambert out in the 8th as the Ballers lead heading to the 8th, 12-10. over Boise. This is Oakland baseball on 860 AM The Answer. Ballers lead 12-10 here in the top of the 8th inning over the Boise Hawks. Game 1 of this 6-game set. Nevada Cullen with Vince back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. It is still Blake McFadden out for the 8th, facing 9-1-2, Bugs, Cobb, and Helmick. Ballers looking for insurance here in the 8th inning. They lead by 2, but Boise has out-hit them today 16-10. And the first pitch of the inning to Bugs is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. McFadden, a first-team All-Star last year at the midseason for the Boise Hawks. He was often used just to record 1 or 2 outs. He was a lefty specialist, but this year pitching a bit more in terms of, at least today, in terms of length. Bugs swings and misses, 0-2. And again, before today, 11 appearances and only 10 innings pitched, so signs point to the fact that he is being used similarly to the way he was used last year, but in a 12-10 game, he's just trying to get outs for his ball club. 0-2 to Bugs, who is 0 for 2 with a walk today and a run scored. Takes outside 1-2. Credit to Bugs because I'm pretty sure that leadoff walk, that walk in the 6th inning, he did not lead off the inning. He was the first to face Getaway. I'm pretty sure he was down to 2 strikes when he walked. No, that feels wrong. I think he walked on 4 pitches. Either way, he's battled today but has no hits to show for it. The 1-2. Bugs strikes out for the 3rd time. McFadden with his first K now faces Trey Cobb. 12-10, Ballers lead. Top of the 8th inning here from Boise. Base is empty for Cobb. McFadden pitched collegiately at Northwest Nazarene, which is a D2 in Nampa, which is just west of Boise. He was a setup man there. Similar role here. Cobb takes outside, 1-0. McFadden said a huge thing that he took from his time at Northwest Nazarene was the opportunities to pitch at a high level and in high leverage situations. He got to pitch in the D2 College World Series in 2021. Cobb pops it up right side. Foul ground. Begora running out of room, still has room, plenty of foul territory, and he overran it. Just a foul ball. McFadden said those high leverage situations at Northwest Nazarene helped him to pitch on the big stage and control his emotions. And he has pitched well over the course of his career for his boyhood club, some would call it. He's from Meridian, Idaho, which is also just west of Boise, east of Nampa, where he went to college. Meridian is one of the faster growing cities in the United States. McFadden is a 4th-year Boise Hawk. This is his 83rd career appearance for them. The lefty is set at the chest. 8 on the timer. His 1-1 pitch with 1 out to Trey Cobb. Outside with the changeup, 2 balls and a strike. Ballers up 12-10 because of an 8-run 6th that featured 3 bombs. Harris, Almanza, Tatum. All went bridge in the frame. 2-1 toss next from McFadden. Cobb just pokes it off the end of the bat. Foul off to the right. I want to try to get the attendance numbers today because it is a full house here on a Tuesday night. $5 Tuesdays, so fans get a hot dog with their purchase of a ticket. All for $5. Carson Lambert is warming for Oakland in the pen. 2-2 pitch. Cobb rifles it to center field, but right at Marcelo, who makes the chest-high catch. 2 down. So Cobb is 1 for 5. Next is the 2-hitter for Oakland, Lou Helmick, who pinch hit for Monteith and struck out in the 6th inning. No hits from this spot in the order yet tonight. And this is a spot here with the ballers up 2 outs in the top of the 8th for Helmick to attack a fastball if he gets one. First pitch. Helmick swings and attacks it to right field. No doubt about it. He got a heater. It was not even close to the zone, and he somehow pulled the hands in and hit it out for his 2nd home run for the Ballers. An insurance run, and it's a baker's dozen for the Ballers here in Boise. Their 5th homer of the game, their first one to only drive in 1 run, a.k.a. their first solo shot, as Helmick hit a ball that was way inside. I'm looking at TrackMan. That's at least 3 balls in off the plate from being a strike. And yet he hit it 408 feet to right field, 106 off the bat, 23-degree launch angle. First swung on and fouled back by Druick. That was a rifle shot by Lou Helmick. Attacking first pitch, a heater in the bottom of the 8th, top of the 8th inning to put Oakland up by 3. It's 13-10 Ballers. 2 out, space is empty for Druick. He fouls it back, 0-2. He has just 1 hit today. Ballers have now tied their season high for homers in a game with 5, which they just did Sunday. Good note by our very own Tyler Peterson, who is never off duty. 0-2 toss. Druick late hack at the fastball, and he strikes out. But Lou Helmick with his 2nd shot of the season. 2nd home run for Lou. Puts the Ballers up 13-10 here in the top of the 8th inning. 6 outs to get. Lambeau in for Oakland when you return on 860 AM The Answer. We are midway through the 3 killer C's. First Connor, Richardson, now Carson, Lambert here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Lambeau enters with the Ballers leading 13-10 in the bottom of the 8th after the Lou Helmick solo shot. Gave the Ballers just a little bit more breathing room. And Lambeau is going to face Boise's middle of the order for 5, 6, and 7. Carson Lambert making his 14th appearance of the season. The league leader in ERA, 0.57, with just qualifying pitchers in that discussion. There's a Boise reliever who has a 0 ERA. 1-0 record for Lambeau, 13 appearances, 15 2/3 innings, 14 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 17 strikeouts. Wednesday against Glacier, a hitless inning, 2 strikeouts, did hit a batter, Tuesday against Glacier got his first win of 2025 with an inning and 2/3 scoreless. Enters for Chewy, who went in an inning and a third. Chewy did not give up a hit. No runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts for the righty. Another righty here in Lambeau. And the first to Joseph Califoot, the lefty, is taken for a strike. 0-1. The heater at 93 from Lambeau there. Califoot, strikeout last time, but has 2 doubles today on 1 toss. Fouled straight back. 0-2. Ballers trailed 9-4 after just 4 innings. It looked like Boise was going to win this game. Now, that looks like the unlikelier scenario with the Ballers up 13-10, an 8-run 6th for Oakland. Next from Lambeau is off the fist to short. Cobb charges, makes the belt high catch for out number 1. Ever since Chewy entered, the first first 5 Hawks have been retired against these Killer C's, as they're sometimes called. Connor Richardson went an inning and a third, did not give up a hit. Lambeau gets the pop out of Califoot and now faces Santini. Connor Sullivan will be next out of the pen, likely. That pitch is outside, 1-0. That's unless Oakland can score some more runs in the 9th. If that's the case, then I wouldn't be surprised if Lambeau, who's on long rest, goes 2 innings to hold down the win. Pitch high. It is 2-0. 94, that heater from Lambeau to Jeremy Bagora, who has hits in his last 2 at-bats. Next from Carson is on the outside corner for a strike. Again, pumping the heater. Just clipped the outer black there. Good pitch from Carson Lambert. It's 13-10. Oakland leads here in Boise. Next pitch swung on and missed. 94, blew it by him. And after being down to the count 2-0, Lambeau has evened it up. Watch out in Grand Junction. Jackalop's making a late push. It's 18-12 Chuckers in the 7th. 2-2 fouled back. Bottom of the 9th, Great Falls leads Glacier 1-0 after getting waxed. 6-game sweep, a termination, or extermination is what I meant to say. That's one thing I like to call a 6-game sweep. That was Boise, who won all 6 against Great Falls last week. Pop-up foul, 2-2. Wow, Glacier's down bad. They lost 1-0 to Great Falls. The Voyagers, who had lost 6 in a row to the Boise Hawks. At one point, they had lost some 15 straight games this season. Get a shutout of Glacier, allowing just 4 hits. Nolan Pender through the last 2 innings after Wyatt Cameron 7 strong. An 8th inning sac fly, the difference. And man, those fans in Kalispell cannot be happy with how Glacier is playing right now. They're now, 4-14 since losing J.D. McLaughlin, their former leadoff man. 2-2 pitch coming with 1 out from Lambeau. That's again fouled back by Bagora. Lambeau tried a breaking ball, left it up in the zone, and is lucky that was just a foul ball. Bagora 2 for 4 in the game. 17 games played. He has 11 multi-hit games. Cartersville, Georgia product, has been very effective since joining. But he strikes out on 2-2. 94-mile-an-hour cheese from Carson Lambert, who has his first strikeout today. 2 away, base is empty for Boise. Oakland leads 13-10, 4 outs away from moving into sole possession of first place in the Pioneer League. How about that, Ballers fans? How about that? Thanks for tuning in on your Tuesday evening. I'm Nevada Cullen. Vince is back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. 8-run inning in the 6th for the Ballers, have them in front. First pitch, a half swing. Did he go? No, says the first base umpire. Santini in a 1-0 count. Did not chase the high cheddar there. Santini is 1 for 4 today. The Ballers have induced 3 double play balls. One was Santini, as he takes a low ball, 2-0. Ballers have just zapped all the life out of Memorial Stadium after Boise jumped out after 4 innings to a 9-4 lead. It wasn't that simple for them, though. 2-0 is popped up foul, left field, out of play. Because Oakland led 2-1. No, Boise led 2-1. Oakland led 1-0. Then it was 2-1 in the first. Oakland led 4-2 in the top of the second, but a 5 spot for Boise put this game in their hands. And then they gave up an 8-run inning in the 6th to give it to Oakland. 2-1. Santini takes low and away, 3-1. The catcher is a Roseville, California native, which is near Sacramento, if you're not familiar with that part of the Golden State. 3-1. Fouled off, challenged fastball, and placed perfectly by Lambo. Don't even know how he got a piece of that on the outside corner. Right on the black, 3-2. 2 outs, base is empty for Boise, trailing 13-10, home 8th. Lambo wants a perfect 8th inning. The righty from the windup comes home, strikes him out. Back-to-back Ks for Carson Lambert to end the 8th and pitch a perfect 8th inning, as the Ballers Killer C's have faced 7 and retired all of them. We go to the 9th. Ballers 3 outs away from a win. 13-10 lead over Boise on 860 AM The Answer. Ballers up 13-10 in the top of the 9th against Boise here in Game 1 of a 6-game series. I'm Nevada Cullen, and Vince is in our 860 AM The Answer studios. I don't know, there's a catcher talking to the new pitcher, which is Brady Gilmore. I assume not a member of the Gilmore family depicted in the Gilmore Girls, but you never know. 22-year-old from Dallas, Texas. Gilmore pitched Wednesday against Great Falls, pitched a hitless inning. He signed on the 13th of June after wrapping up his collegiate season at Central Oklahoma, a D2 school in, I believe it's Edmond. That was on May 15th. And Gilmore has made 2 appearances, 1 1/3 innings, 0 hits, no runs, 2 walks. So the control could be something. We'll see how he does in this inning. He has not allowed a hit yet in his pro career. Young righty, 22 years of age, facing Danny Harris, who's one of the more veteran players in this Oakland squad. And the first pitch is nearly into Harris. It almost hit him. 1-0. So Gilmore in for McFadden, who went 2 innings and struck out a pair. Harris flies it foul off to the right, 1-1. Gilmore ends up going to giving up just 1 hit. McFadden, I should say. 1 earned run. No walks, 2 strikeouts. The lone run allowed by him was that Lou Helmick solo shot in the 8th that made this game far more comfortable for Oakland. Sully, by the way, is warming for the Ballers out in the pen. 1-1. Harris nearly drilled. 2-1. Yikes. Get a feeling from Gilmore that sometimes he doesn't really know where it's going. He didn't really struggle with walks, though, at Central Oklahoma. It was a little high, the walk total. 16 walks in 32 innings. in 2025. Harris bounces it to short, backhanded by Myro. His throw on the run is a good one. One down. Nice play by Myro. That was a much better pitch there. Inside heater at 90 from Gilmore. And Harris grounds out. He's 2 for 5 with a 3-run homer today. Here's Cam Buford, who is still looking for his first hit of the game. Ballers lead 13-10, top of the ninth, 1 out, bases empty for Buford, who has walked twice, but he's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He is standing off the plate. That might always be where he stands, but also Gilmore has been wild, high and in. Breaking ball, fouled off to the right, 0-1. That was a big curveball there, middle. He left it hanging, but Buford missed it. Cam played the last 2 summers in the MLB Draft League with the State College Spikes, one of several former Draft League players for this Ballers team. He takes outside, 1-1. Trey Cobb, Darryl Buggs, both in the starting lineup today, played for the Frederick Keys. Buford only hit 2 homers in 45 games for State College in 2024, but already has 4 this season through 26 games. And he pops it up to short, behind second base Myro, makes the catch. And he's made the last 2 outs, ground out and a pop out. Next is Almanza with 2 down and the base is empty for the Ballers. Looks like it's Connor Sullivan time, who is already at 7 saves on the season, the best closer in the Pioneer League. Now we get Take Me Out by Franz Ferdinand. This is always a good ballpark song, I feel. Boise going with some honestly not too bad walk-up songs for these Ballers players. 3 on the timer for Gilmore. His pitch, Almanza takes outside for a strike, 0-1. I will say I did hear Baby Shark earlier, so that was the exception. 13-10, Ballers lead, top of the ninth, 2 outs. Base is empty for Almanza. 2 extra base hits today, including a 3-run homer. Almanza flies it foul off to the left, 0-2. Almanza up to 41 RBI, most on the team. He is top 5 in the Pioneer League in ribbies. His 8 homers entering today was tied for 8th in the Pioneer League. He's got 9 bombs now after his 437-foot tank in the 6th. 0-2. Almanza takes way upstairs in the attic, 1-2. Looking ahead, bottom of the 9th inning, the Hawks will bring up 8, 9, and 1. Jelly, though, has 2 homers in this game, the 8-hitter. Disengagement number 1 will restart the pitch clock for Gilmore, the righty, against the lefty Almanza. 2 for 4 today with his 2 extra base hits. Open stance lefty waves the tan bat. Swings and launches to left, but young Goldberg has to come in for it and towards the left field line to make the squeeze. 3 outs. Let's go to the 9th. Ballers will turn to their closer. It's Connor Sullivan entering for what could be his 8th save of the season. Ballers 13, Hawks 10. We go to the home 9th. This is Oakland baseball on 860 AM The Answer. Thirteen to 10, Ballers lead, bottom of the 9th. Nevada Cohen alongside Vince in our 860 AM The Answer studios. And up 3, who should the Ballers turn to but the Slim Reaper? It's Connor Sullivan going for his 8th save of the year. Silly, Saturday against Glacier, struck out the side in order in the 9th in the 10-6 win. Did not allow a hit, of course, because he struck out the side in order, as I said. Sully, 23 years old, the Martinez native, 1.13 ERA, 14 appearances, 7 saves, 16 innings, 7 hits, just 2 earned runs allowed, 3 walks, and 15 strikeouts. His stuff has been working really well. Saturday was one of the best performances he's had all year. Obviously, he had not struck out the side before this season. And his first pitch to Jake Jelly is high and away for ball 1. Jelly has been on fire today. He has 2 home runs. He has 3 hits. His second 2-homer game of the year. He takes outside 2-0. Jelly on the 7-game hit streak has 4 homers. Got a couple games off Saturday and Sunday, but back in the lineup and, as they say in soccer, back onto the score sheet. 2-0. Takes low, 3-0. Jelly, I keep mentioning Connor Richardson. Those were guys were teammates at D2 Minnesota Crookston. And Jelly takes high and tight. He's nearly hit. And that's not what Sully intended. 7 straight had been retired by the Killer Seas. And Jelly walks to bring up Ethan Underwood, the second baseman. I mean, I guess it's not a homer, so that's one thing, but definitely not what Sully's trying to do in the 9th. As now the tying run is on deck in a 13-10 game. Boise trails Oakland in the bottom of the 9th. But they have the home crowd behind them. The first to the lefty Underwood from the righty Sully. He squares and pulls back at strike 1 on the outside corner. He'd be trying to bunt for a hit here. There's no reason to sacrifice down by 3. He did successfully bunt for a hit in the 2nd inning. He already has 2 hits today. His 6th multi-hit game of the season, trying to get his first 3-hit game. But Sully gets him to foul that one off of Tatum. 0-2, and Underwood is down in the count. 282 hitter has driven in 18. A little bit of pop there, 3 doubles, 2 homers. For him, actually never really was a Missoula paddlehead. Signed in 2025, didn't make the team. And the 0-2 from Sully. Runner goes. It's a stolen base, 92 above the zone, 1-2. That run does not matter, so Jelly swipes second. And it's a 1-2 count now on Underwood, the lefty. A pitch to Sully roll with here. The righty comes home. Gets a ground ball to first. Oh, it's off the glove of Almanza and into right field. Harris picks it up, looks home, no throw. Jelly scores. That took a high hop over Almanza. Wouldn't be crazy if it were ruled a hit. And now the tying run comes up in the 9th with no one out for Boise, and it's the top of the order. That is ruled. Well, I don't know yet. They haven't said. Either way, it gets Jelly home. And now it's 13-11 Oakland in the bottom of the 9th inning. Trying to win it, or at least force the knockout round, are these Hawks. Crowd loud now. Noah Marcello takes outside for a ball, 1-0. It is ruled an error by Almanza, so that run unearned against Sully. Walk, stolen base, and an error. That ball just shot over the head of Almanza at first. 1-0 on Marcello, the leadoff man. Runner goes, pitch outside. That is defensive indifference. Ballers don't even flinch as Underwood takes second base. That run, again, still does not matter. It's the run at the plate that's the tying run in Marcello, who has 6 straight multi-hit games. And he swings and misses, dropping to a knee, 2-1. He only has 1 hit today, so you know he's hungry for his 7th straight 2-hit game. Marcello, right-handed hitter, 30 RBI this season, has Underwood at second with no one out. 13-11, Ballers lead in a crazy game here in Boise. 2-on in this righty-righty battle. Pitch from Sully. Swung on, foul tipped into the mitt of Tatum, 2-2. And Marcelo, a San Mateo native, went to Serra High School. Trying to get a hit to put the tying run on for Boise against the closest team to his hometown. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Sully goes with the slider, and Marcelo down swinging. Ballers 2 outs away, but still need to get 2 outs because the tying run at the plate is Paul Myro.
Number 38, Paul Myro.
Strikeout for Sully. That's better from Connor after the walk and the error to start this inning. Runner at second is Underwood. Myro represents the tying run in the 9th. 13-11 Ballers lead. Pitch outside, way out with the fastball, 1-0. Paul Myro, 3 hits today. 2 singles and a double. Struck out looking last time. That was against Chewy in the 7th. Righty batter. Righty Sully pitches from the sidearm and locates a strike, the fastball in the outside corner, 1-1. Underwood at second. Myro at the plate. Sully's next. Runner takes off for third. He'll steal third. That one is not defensive indifference because Leahy, the defensive replacement, broke towards the bag. Myro trying to get on. Runner at third, 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Tough position here for Sully on 3-1. He's got to execute here. If you groove one, Myro can tie it with a homer. If you walk him, the tying run gets on for Max Young-Goldberg, the league leader in RBI. Pressure 3-1. In there, strike 2. That one bent in on the inside corner. Boise has all 3 challenges remaining. That was a good slider from Sully, and now Myro has to protect. Huge pitch coming up. Runner on third is Underwood here in the bottom of the 9th. 13-1 Ballers lead. 1 out, 3-2 toss from Sully is flown foul off to the right. Still 3-2 on Myro. Every game from here on out for the Ballers will be treated like a playoff game, and tonight's game has felt like it. And this push for a first half playoff spot, the Ballers are tied for first in the league. Still 3-2 on the righty. Myro. Sully delivers. Did he offer a check to first? He did not go. It's called a ball. It's low and outside. And the tying run is aboard as Sully has walked 2 in the 9th. And Aaron Miles is coming out. This is not to make a change. This is just to talk to his star closer. And now the winning run at the plate in Max Young-Goldberg. Whole infield in here for the Ballers. So much pressure on right now. Runner at third is Underwood. It's not him the Ballers are worried about. It's Myro at first, who will surely try to steal second. He is the tying run. Max Young-Goldberg at the plate is the go-ahead winning run in the bottom of the 9th. Sully with 7 saves this season, but Boise trying to make him blow it here. And Max Young-Goldberg, who is 0 for 4 today, and the league leader with 54 RBI, has his sights set on even ending this ball game. Another Bay Area guy, Redwood City. That's a Palo Alto high school. Men at the corners for the lefty slugger against the righty Sully. First pitch is inside for a strike, 0-1. There's no one you'd rather have on the mound, win or lose, to end a ball game than Connor Sullivan. 0-1 on Goldberg after taking an inside fastball. Next pitch is swung on and belted high and deep left center field. Bugs back at the wall. It is out of here. Walk-off 3-run bomb for Max Young-Goldberg, the Bay Area boy, with his his 12th homer of the year. RBIs 55, 56, 57. That leads the league. He's going to get mobbed and doused with the Gatorade bucket if they can catch him. He's still running out to right field past Lou Helmick. Will they ever get him? I'm not sure. 14-13, Boise wins in a bonkers game as the Gatorade bucket is dumped on young Goldberg. 103 off the bat. That was the changeup from Connor Sullivan, and he left it over the middle of the plate. An oppo bomb from young Goldberg. Bugs ran out of room. And in a game where the Ballers have hit 5 bombs, including 3 3-run bombs, it is a 3-run homer that ends this game. And Sully unable to get it done today. Your final in 9, 14-13. Boise breaks the heart of the Ballers here in Idaho. We'll step aside for the postgame show here on 860 AM The Answer. 14-13, Ballers lose here in Boise. The Ballers unfortunately suffer a walk-off defeat to the Boise Hawks here in Boise to open this 6-game series with a sour taste after a chaotic one here from Memorial Stadium. I'm Nevada Cullen. Vince, great job on that audio recap as always here on 860 AM The Answer. And the Ballers fall by a final score of 14-13 in 9 innings. Boise 14 runs on 17 hits, no errors. Oakland 13 runs on 11 hits, 2 errors. The win goes to Gilmore, his first pro win. Connor Sullivan, the loss, his first pro loss, blows the save tonight. Well, it was a fun one, that's for sure. We laughed, we cried, we were amazed, we cried at the end, but who's counting? Ballers struck first in this game with an RBI single by Davis Druick in the first. Boise then took the lead with a ground out from Bagora in the bottom of the first. 2-1, Boise led heading to the third. Oakland got a 3-run homer from Dylan Tatum to take a 4-2 advantage. Then Boise, in the bottom of the second, scored 5 runs. Jake Jelly with a homer, 2-run single by Darden, 2-run double by Califoot to take a big 7-4 lead. And then they would extend it to 9-4 in the fourth, thanks to an RBI knock from Bagora and an RBI single by Santini. So 9-4 heading to the sixth. Then Oakland had an 8-run inning. They hit 3 bombs in the frame. They scored all their runs on homers. 3-run bomb by Almanza, 437 feet to right. 2-run homer by Tatum, 434 feet to left. And Danny Harris had a 3-run bomb, 424 feet to left field. So Oakland took the lead with that Harris homer, and that made the score, goodness, I don't even remember this point. It was 12-9 because the home run by Tatum tied the game at 9. Tatum, by the way, with 4 homers in his past 2 games. Danny with 3 in his past 4. And Almanza hits his 9th of the season to tie for the team lead with Davis Druick. Then Boise responded with a run in the bottom of the inning. They got a homer from Jake Jelly, his 2nd of the game, which would prove important. Oakland got a run in the top of the 8th inning. Lou Helmick with his 2nd homer of the year, an insurance bomb to make it 13-10. But in the 9th, against Connor Sullivan, he blows the save. He was going for his 8th save of the season. He walked one. He gives up the error to Underwood. And then gets a strikeout of Marcello. So there would have been 2 outs in the inning, theoretically, and 2 on still for young Goldberg. That would have been a 3-run homer to tie the game. Instead, it won the game. So the error bites the Ballers, but in the end, it wasn't the reason they lost. Sully walked 2 in the inning, and then Max Young Goldberg, who was hitless, makes sure that every Boise Hawk has a hit in this game. Young Goldberg with the opposite field 3-run bomb, his 12th homer of the year. He's 3rd in the league in homers. He's 1st in the league with now 57 RBI. And the Bay Area guy, man, just broke the Ballers' hearts tonight after an amazing comeback effort by Oakland. Boise improves to 20-11, and Oakland falls to 21-10. So Oakland still a game up on Boise despite the loss. Checking in on scores from around the league, the Ogden Raptors won 10-2. Looks like Idaho Falls will win 21-14. They lead top of the 9th against Grand Junction. Missoula suspended, so they'll play tomorrow 2 against the Billings Mustangs. Great Falls won 1-0 against Glacier. Yuba Sutter leads 2-0 over Rocky Mountain in the bottom of the 5th. And Oakland, of course, loses here by a score of 14-3. So now we check the standings at this point in the season, and it's Missoula in sole possession at first, Oakland in second. Yuba Sutter will move into a tie for second with Oakland with a win tonight. And then Idaho Falls will just be really a half a game back of Oakland with a win. Rocky Mountain looks like they'll lose to fall 2 back of first. And Boise with the win is just a game and a half back of Missoula in first place. And so those are the 6 teams in the running for those 2 first half playoff spots. Well, that does it for today's broadcast here from Memorial Stadium, Boise, Idaho. Our final score, Hawks 14, Ballers 13, a final in 9 innings. Big thanks to those who helped make the broadcast possible, including Ballers co-founder Paul Friedman and Brian Carmel. Ballers assistant general manager Tyler Peterson, Brandon Colthurst, and Isabella Haberman, plus Vince back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. Also big thanks to you, the listener. We'll have more baseball coming up. Our coverage of Wednesday's Game 2 of the 6-game series will start at 6 p.m. pack time on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. We hope that you can join us. Again, our final score from Boise, it's the Hawks 14 and the Ballers 13, a heartbreaker in 9 innings. I'm Nevada Cullen saying so long, and thanks for listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer.